Greetings, overworld, and welcome back. Today we are going to be watching some Buzzfeed Unsolved Supernatural. Now, I know that the Spooky Boys also do Buzzfeed Unsolved True Crime, but I don't know if that is specifically Twitch friendly, so we're gonna just stick with Supernatural for now because better safe than sorry. So, anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and start with season 1 of BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural, the creepy real life Men in Black. Also, this is like the beginning where Shane wasn't yet in the show, so like we got Brunt. Also, hi Yume, welcome to stream. Alright, let's go ahead and get started.
I'm Ryan, that's Brent. This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we're covering the real-life Men in Black. Are they real? Are they as charming as their Hollywood counterparts?
You know, watching Men in Black, I never knew it was based on a true story.
Today we find out. The Men in Black are typically described as wearing black suits, being expressionless, cold, sinister, and in some cases, inhuman. The Men in Black seem to only talk to two kinds of people: those who claim to have seen a UFO and those who research UFOs. They present themselves as part of a secret organization, sometimes even producing a white card with a crest and the word security on it. And in some cases, they refer to each other by number rather than name. They threaten and scare people into remaining silent about their UFO encounters and or research. Think of them as the cleaners of the extraterrestrial universe.
How much black do they actually wear? Do they look like the Men in Black that we see in the movies?
We'll get into what they really look like later.
Once they pull apart their skin and their alien comes out.
Now that you know the basics, here are, in my opinion, the most terrifying reports of encounters with the.
Also, Yume, that's because this is the very first episode of the Supernatural one. It's not super well known because a lot of people only started watching a lot of BuzzFeed Unsolved when Shane first appeared. So yeah.
The Men in Black. The first ever recorded experience with the Men in Black came from Harold Dahl in June 1947. Harold Dahl was out on his boat in the Puget Sound where he claimed he saw 6 giant donut-shaped objects in the sky. One of the objects fell apart, spilling debris that killed his dog and injured his son. He took photos of the debris, but said they were later fogged over by a man in black who told him not to speak of the incident.
They had donuts in 1947? How are there donuts?
What?
You said you saw donut-shaped objects in the sky.
That's what you were thinking of when I was telling you that story? His fucking dog died.
Yeah.
Okay. The next incident comes from Robert Richardson in 1967. Robert Richardson reported that he collided with a UFO while driving at night in Toledo, Ohio. On impact, the object vanished. Richardson took home a small lump of metal that he believed was from the UFO. A week later, Richardson said he was visited by 2 men in black suits. He said the 2 men asked for the piece of metal from the site, but when Richardson informed them that he had turned it over for testing, they threatened him. Quote, "If you want your wife to stay as pretty as she is, then you'd better get the metal back."
Dang.
Richardson never heard from the men again and still has no idea how they knew about the metal.
Why didn't he go to the police? Why did he search on the internet? What do I do?
I think he may have gone to the police. There is no internet, by the way. It's in 1967. He probably searched. However people searched back then. I don't know. Fucking
encyclopedias.
I don't know.
Jinx.
The next encounter happened in New Jersey in 1968. Jack Robinson, a UFO researcher, and his wife Mary were terrorized by a man in black that would stand across the street from their apartment building. They reported their apartment appeared to be rummaged through, and after seeing the strange man for 3 days in a row, their friend Timothy Green Beckley decided to get a closer look and managed to snap a picture. This is a rare instance of a reported MIB caught on camera.
How do we know he's actually dressed in black if it's a black and white picture? Could be a dark navy.
These next encounters I'm going to go over are a little more bizarre and offer much stranger
Hey demons, it's your mod. Hi Cheryl, welcome to stream.
implications. On September 11th, 1976, Dr. Herbert Hopkins, a doctor living in Maine, was studying a UFO incident when he reportedly got a phone call from a man who identified himself as a representative of a New Jersey UFO organization. The man asked if Dr. Hopkins was alone and if they could review research. Dr. Hopkins agreed, and by the time he hung up the phone and turned on the lights outside, Dr. Hopkins claimed the man was somehow already coming up the stairs to his door. Hopkins' description of the man is the most horrifying yet. The man wore a neatly tailored black suit, was bald with no eyebrows or eyelashes, and had smooth, dead white plastic skin like a doll.
What?
His lips were ruby red, and his speech was expressionless and monotone as if you were hearing a machine.
Question.
Oh God.
He's pale, really tight fake skin, but the thing they choose to make real is the ruby red lips. They put all their technology into making those lips super realistic, but the rest of the man can't speak normal, and he looks horrible, like his face is skin white. What?
The man in black told Hopkins to take out a coin and said, "Watch the coin." After that, Hopkins claims, quote, "It started to develop a silver color instead of copper, and then the silver became bluish, and the penny was getting quite fuzzy, out of focus, blurred, and then it simply was gone.
What?
It slowly dematerialized," end quote. After that, Hopkins said the man ordered him to destroy his UFO research.
What?
Encounters like this, if they were real, they would not be this interesting.
If in the off chance this actually happened, how shitty would that be? If you tell a story, no one's gonna believe you first off, and second off, you're gonna look like a crazy person. This next encounter is with someone you probably know, Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
In
Who?
January 2002, Dan Aykroyd sold a TV show called Out There to the Sci-Fi Network that would break serious ground on a wide range of topics in the alien media landscape. In the middle of conducting further interviews for the show, Dan stepped outside for a break where he reported seeing a black Ford sedan appear suddenly across the street. Dan reports that one large man in black got out of the car and gave Dan a dirty look. Dan said he looked away for a brief second, and when he turned back, the car was gone. 2 hours after the car disappeared, Dan was given bad news from the producers of the show. Dan said, quote, "We were told we were not to continue taping, and the show was canceled, and none of them would air," end quote.
Why is it not the government? Why is it some weird alien organization coming after them?
If that were to be true, that would mean that the government is in accordance with these aliens already.
So the Men in Black could show up at Obama's desk and be like, "Hey, stop looking for aliens, you pesky human."
But I saved the best encounter for last.
Okay.
On October 14, 2008, near Niagara Falls, hotel manager Shane Sovar, along with a hotel security guard, reported seeing a large triangular UFO outside his hotel. A group called the Aerial Phenomenon Investigations Team looked into the incident. They reported that a couple weeks later, according to 3 other witnesses, 2 unidentified men in black visited the hotel. The men in black terrified the hotel staff and were looking for Shane Sovar and the hotel security guard, who were luckily not there at the time. And when Shane Sovar reviewed the hotel security footage, he discovered that the camera had actually caught 2 men on tape. What we're about to watch is that footage.
No one's gonna die, are they?
No.
Oh. They could easily be hotel guests. What do you mean?
Sovar reported that the witnesses described the men as tall with black suits, black hats, identical faces, extremely pale skin, no eyebrows, no eyelashes, and abnormally large eyes. A woman who spoke with the men claimed that she felt that the men knew what she was thinking. Is this video proof that the MIB exist? Or is this video simply an internet hoax?
Probably.
Can I be 100% honest?
Yeah.
I'm really trying here. They just look like businessmen.
So you just think there's 2 abnormally large...
They were abnormally large.
They look...
Oh, look, they look the same. The one pixel, it's so blurry.
Okay, look at this guy right here. The fucking guy standing next to the door.
Okay.
Look at him next to them. Unless he's super tiny.
Are basketball players aliens? Is Kobe? Is your precious Kobe an alien?
No, I mean, he might be, actually.
Yeah, he might be.
Unfortunately,
Rip.
most cases of UFO or alien encounters come in the form of first-person accounts, and the MIB are no different. Do they exist? Are they from the government? Are they even human? Ultimately, it comes down to what you believe. Me personally, I believe that while they may not be aliens, even I can't believe that, I do believe that there may be a government agency out there that would regulate these sort of things to prevent mass hysteria.
I can buy into the fact that the Men in Black may be a real
Also, you know this is a very early season because they don't have the fancy set that they use for Buzzfeed Unsolved at this point.
thing. But I cannot give you the satisfaction that they are covering up aliens.
There are certain things like ghosts or aliens or demons that
Well,
don't.
no, I'd say if those exist, then that becomes part of the science, and there's an explanation behind those things.
See, this is
and
where
it's logical.
This is where we'll always disagree because not everything can be explained by science or logic, in my opinion.
No. No.
And that was episode 1.
One day there's going to be definitive proof of one of these
One
things
day
happening.
more.
There's going to be definitive proof of something happening, and I'm going to be there when that day happens, Brent.
And
I'm
this
gonna
is
be
when we
there.
know the video is over.
No, and I'm gonna be there, and you know, no, yeah, you can walk away like you always do, but one day it's gonna happen, and trust me, sir, I will be there.
Okay. The Secret Society Illuminati.
This week on Buzzfeed Unsolved, we're covering the Illuminati. Is it a real thing? What the hell is it? It's not.
Shane!
All right, approach it with an open mind. Let's get started.
Great.
Shockingly, the Illuminati actually has a very real historical foundation. In 1776, in Bavaria, Germany, Adam Weishaupt, a German professor inspired by the ideals of French philosophy, namely secularism and rational thought, decided to form an organization to protect those beliefs.
Okay, but can we just talk about how this art portrait, the eyes, are so uneven? Maybe this guy's the alien. Maybe this guy's the alien.
Adam Weishaupt considered joining the Freemasons to help propagate his views, but unfortunately could not afford the admission fee.
So this is already a poor man's something.
Yeah. Basically, I didn't think about it that way, but yeah, you're right. So instead, Weishaupt formed a secret group of his own. He called it the Order of the Illuminati.
So this is just a bunch of hobos and rapscallions who
Give him a
meeting
chance.
down by the train tracks.
I don't think they meant by the train tracks. It was probably a basement. Kind of like this. It was probably something like this.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm holding that. Okay. The Illuminati had an anti-religious stance and focused on the goals of self-knowledge, self-improvement, social reform, and free thought. Naturally, conservatives considered this a threat to the church, and by the mid to late 1780s, the Illuminati was stopped, and the act of recruiting people into secret societies was criminalized. However,
We are going to make our own secret club. Exactly.
Weishaupt and the Illuminati would go Kobe in the fourth quarter.
Kobe in the fourth
Let's
corner.
keep going.
And continue to push on, persisting with meetings and eventually spreading to France before
my
disappearing
God.
into obscurity. But some people believe they survived. Here's part of an interview I had with an expert.
Well, they believe that the core group was formed back then and has evolved. And so back in the 1920s, there were some fascists who believed that the Illuminati were a group of Jews who controlled the world. Right after World War II, the extremist anti-communists believed that the Illuminati were a group of communists who controlled the world. And most recently, the Illuminati conspiracy theorists believe that the Illuminati are part of the New World Order.
Many people believe the Illuminati seek to make a dominant one-world totalitarian government, referred to as the New World Order. In fact, in a 2013 national poll by Public Policy Polling, 28% of voters polled believed in the possibility of a New World Order.
28% of people probably believe that the sun moves around the earth.
Well, I don't have any scientific polls for that. So
I'm just saying, people are dumb.
okay. Some people believe that the influence of the Illuminati and the New World Order goes as high as the President of the United States.
We gasp.
Oh.
Here's an eerie clip from an old George H.W. Bush speech when he was in office.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
He does have a weird little smile when he says it.
You know that part where he was like, if this new world order could be successful, and then he looks, and it will be. That's not creepy? That'll make your spine tingle a little bit?
As the president of the United States, he has to be forthright. He has to be confident. What kind of message would it send if he was like, if this is successful, let's hope so.
All this begs the question, what is the New World Order and what will it do? Assuming the Illuminati and the New World Order are one and the same, let's hop down the rabbit hole and take a look at some of the theories as to who is in the New World Order. The first theory is from a man named Mark Kornke, aka Mark from Michigan.
What?
a right-wing militia activist and propagandist who believes that the New
God.
World Order is made up of the US government, the UN, and various other organizations pushing an international agenda. He believes this organization will take away Americans' rights, form an all-powerful government, and put non-Illuminati members in camps run by FEMA.
So 1% of the world is going to put 99% of the world in camps. At that point, by the way, the camps are so big that the 1% is inside them.
Look, it's hard to defend Mark from Michigan, I'm not gonna lie. This is just one of the theories as to who is in this New
Well, I
World Order
can't wait
Illuminati.
for the parade of other experts you've got lined up.
Okay. The second theory is from David Icke, who believes that world leaders, including Queen Elizabeth, President Barack Obama, and the Clintons, are actually shape-shifting lizards.
What?
So this is the one that you're really into? You believe this
I
one?
never said that. I just said there's other ones. These lizard elite are behind the Freemasons and the Illuminati.
What?
The lizard race feeds off the human race and occasionally demands human sacrifices. In fact, the same 2013 national poll I mentioned earlier revealed that
Wait, if they're lizard people, does that mean they're scalies, aka the lizard form of furries? I am the lizard, Cheryl, no!
4% of voters polled believe that, quote, lizard people control our society.
Oh my god.
4% of voters.
That's actually a pretty good amount of people that believe they're shape-shifting lizards at the center of everything. you
Is
know?
there an origin story for these lizard people?
I'm sure there is. I figured, you know what? I don't know if I need to know that. The third theory is that the New World Order is connected to the Antichrist because the Illuminati are Satanists. Pat Robertson, a conservative Christian, wrote a book on the New World Order that claims the group is responsible for the French Revolution, the writing of the Communist Manifesto, and the creation of the Federal Reserve, all in the service of making, quote, a new order for the human race under the domination of Lucifer and his followers, end quote.
So the Federal Reserve was...
So that means they have human soda rights? Oh my god! Oh my god! Also, hi, Kitty Clown Girl, welcome to stream! Oh my god.
created to spite Jesus. Lucifer was like pulling numbers.
I mean, you got a lot of time on your hands, right? If you're Lucifer.
He's busy.
Why would he be busy? Hell's supposed to be an awful place. I imagine the place is terribly maintained.
He's torturing the souls of all the monsters throughout history. There's a lot of dead people, and he's like poking them all with little sticks.
The fourth theory is from Donald Marshall, who believes that the Illuminati are killing celebrities and replacing them with clones used to brainwash society.
Oh my god.
Clones, though, like they're not coming out fully baked. They're babies.
Well, that's one theory. Some believe it could be like a, like a Xerox machine.
Xeroxing is not how cloning works,
How do
Ryan.
you know? What are you, a clone expert now? I'm just saying, there's a possibility.
Oh my god.
You're creating a similar embryo with the same DNA. It has to grow.
There's no way we could tell what's actually like the process.
I
Like,
mean, we can tell because they have cloned things.
what things have they cloned?
A sheep.
I don't
sheep.
believe you.
Look it up.
The fuck?
They literally, yes, they did. She could glow in the dark. She was so cool. She didn't live for long, sadly, but she was real. Don't you be mean to the cloned sheep. I will fight you.
You look it up.
Look
right
up
now.
Dolly the sheep.
All right, fine. I'll
Dolly
look it up.
the
And did she start
sheep.
off as a
She
little
was
baby sheep?
great.
Whatever. Okay.
Yeah,
apparently
there was a
there was a sheep clone. Whatever.
Oh, apparently.
Purported celebrity
She was
clones
great.
outed by internet sleuths include Beyonce, Eminem, Al Roker.
Al Roker. Hang on.
Who could he possibly influence? Even when he tells the
I
weather
don't believe a word he says.
and many more.
Rip Dolly the sheep. She was a good girl.
But clone theorists also believe they have video evidence.
Marshall Mathers. Some of you may know him as Eminem, but he's going to join the Saturday Night crew with our music intro starting next Saturday night. But folks, I want to take you to the world premiere.
Yeah, no, he's high on something. That's not a clone. That's just him being high on something. He is definitely out of it in this clip. That's not proof of clone theory.
Marshall, when you did that? Yeah, sorry. Live TV. Live TV freaks me out a little bit.
Oh, there you go. Live TV freaks him out a little bit.
Well, here's Al Roker's quote.
I think he's just lost.
Notice what she says, and then notice what his face goes
Why
to.
is this a code word?
Some people believe maybe it's like a trigger sequence where his brain's now receiving instructions to be mind controlled.
Al Roker's like the Manchurian candidate, and he's gonna kill the
Oh
president.
my god.
Like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost.
The expression he has on his face when he's frozen is so fucking funny to me every time I watch it, because I don't know what it is. It's like, welp.
You know what? Actually, it looks like he just pooped his pants. Who's next?
This is Beyonce. By the way, she did this for so long, I had to speed up the video.
Again.
But there she is going,
just be
and then
out
I
of
sped
it.
up the video here.
Out of
She's
it.
in some weird
or-
trance. I actually don't know what she's doing.
She's writing lemonade in her head right now.
Whether or not people believe this clone theory, many conspiracy theorists agree that major celebrities are in the Illuminati. They point to clothing choices and hand gestures, mainly that of a pyramid, which is seen as an Illuminati symbol,
Oh my
as proof
God.
that certain celebrities are in the
He is making an office reference.
Illuminati. Beyonce and Jay-Z have been known to make a pyramid-like symbol with their hands, although this is also similar to the symbol for Jay-Z's label, Rockefeller Records.
Yeah, no duh.
But to flip on that, perhaps there's a reason why he chose that symbol.
Oh my god.
See what I just did there?
You did it right.
I did it. The name of their child, Blue Ivy, has been interpreted to stand for Born Living Under Evil, Illuminati's very youngest.
What? I'm with Shane right now. Okay, I'm on Shane's side right now. What the fuck, Ryan? What the fuck, Ryan?
Wow. I can't believe they would name her something with so obvious a secret message in there.
However, both stars have denied their affiliation with the Illuminati in songs. Here's an excerpt from Beyonce's Formation. Quote, "Y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess." End quote. And here's an excerpt from Jay-Z's verse in the song Freemason. Quote, "I said I was amazing, not that I'm a Mason. I'm red hot, I'm on my third six, but a devil, I'm not." End quote.
Is this their game? Do they claim that the Illuminati like to just tease people with little hints?
In my mind, okay, I'm in this very, very elite 1%
God.
club, right? But it's a secret club.
You can't tell anyone
But it's
about
fucking dope that I'm in this club, right?
Yeah.
So let me just give a little wink wink to let people know what's up. Other celebrities include Kanye West, who owns a necklace containing the symbol of the Eye of Horus, which is associated with the Illuminati, and also seen on the dollar bill.
Oh my
Which, by the
God.
way, the Fed, dollar bill, there it is right there. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Kanye's interruption of Taylor Swift at the 2009 Video Music Awards was said to be a method of initiating Taylor Swift into the Illuminati by humiliating or hazing her.
So this has just moved to like frat level hazing.
However, here's a quote from Kanye on the Illuminati. Quote, "I'm tired of people pinpointing musicians as the Illuminati. That's ridiculous. We don't run anything. We're celebrities." End quote. Other celebrities that have been accused of being in the Illuminati include Lady Gaga, Rihanna,
Oh my
Madonna,
God.
and Katy Perry, just to name a few.
I bet, you know what? I bet Kobe's in the Illuminati.
See what you just did?
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, Kobe.
The whole room is shaking right now. Oh my God, I think we just had an earthquake.
I'm sorry, Kobe.
Keep in mind that it's pretty easy to make a claim that somebody is in
God.
the Illuminati. Hell, quickly perusing my coworker Quinta Brunson's Instagram feed, I can see several references to the Illuminati by just
Really?
looking through the pictures. Yeah, there's even a picture where I myself make the Rockefeller sign in one of her pictures, and it was quickly called out by a comment.
Oh my
Illuminati.
god.
She also seems to be absent from her desk quite frequently, perhaps to attend to Illuminati affairs. What if you're in the Illuminati?
Look, I am not in the Illuminati.
Wink.
I am not in the
protect.
Illuminati. Quinta's not in the Illuminati. You may be.
It is pretty hard to get into. And on that note, I'd like to point to a website called IlluminatiOfficial.org.
Oh,
and
that's
on that
so-
site, there's a page called Join the Illuminati.
That is such a
very
scam.
fascinating proposition indeed. So, I reached out for an interview, and here's what I got back from their public relations director.
Oh my God.
By the way, if the Illuminati is a real thing, the fact that they have a PR director,
Yeah.
fucking amazing, right? That's super funny to me that there's someone sitting in a cubicle somewhere going, that's not the right move.
Yeah.
Too many triangles in the last dress.
Roker's staring at the camera again. we gotta make a new Roker. God damn it, that's our fourth Roker.
Here's what the alleged Illuminati PR director wrote back in response to my interview request. Quote, "Unfortunately, members of the Illuminati are not currently available for on-camera interviews." End quote. She also mentioned, quote, There are many misconceptions about my client's organization, end quote, and referred me to the website's beliefs section, which is abstract and quite interesting to say the least. But let's visit the professor one more time. Ugh. I guess the last question would be, what percentage would you put on that the Illuminati is actually a real thing?
Well, it was a real thing, back in 1780, but it's not a real thing anymore. I would say 100% it's not a real thing. Most of the conspiracy theories make this crazy leap at some point where you're following the trail of evidence and it makes sense, and suddenly it's crazy.
I could see a world where sometimes things go beyond science or fact. That leap of faith is what you need to get to the truth. Maybe that's just the crazy person inside me. But
I like how you just out yourself as one of the crazy people that she finds exhausting.
Here's the thing. I saw the look on her face when I mentioned it. Yeah. She did not look pleased. Am I gonna say outright the Illuminati is a real thing? No, I'm not gonna say that, but is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. Why not? The fact that there could be some all-knowing organization under everything.
Are they Skyping? How are they meeting? Where are they meeting?
Maybe they're meeting.
Let's just meet in Toledo this year at the Radisson.
No, they just have Zoom meetings, don't you know? They have their meetings on Zoom.
We've anchored them again.
We've anchored them again.
Don't talk about Toledo. The point I'm saying is, nothing's impossible. Sometimes you just gotta look at something with an open mind. It may seem crazy on the surface, and then I will admit, this all looks crazy.
So it is possible that there is an organization founded by lizard people who regularly abduct and clone celebrities.
Oh, man. I'm not saying that there's lizard. Oh, fuck, that's what it is what I'm saying.
Say lizard people out loud.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Own it, Ryan. Say lizard people out loud.
We could sit here and talk about this all day, but regardless, the existence of the Illuminati will remain unsolved.
Well, let us know in the comments if you think Ryan's in the Illuminati, because now I'm sold.
Okay.
Oh my god.
The good news is, you made it through this episode. The bad news is, this is the last episode for this season of BuzzFeed Unsolved. However, double good news. Double good news.
Double good news.
Double good news is there's a new season, kids. And if I'm still alive in October, the new season will begin. So hopefully I'll see you there, and I'll be breathing.
Alrighty. Alrighty. 3 horrifying cases of ghosts and demons.
We're on our way to the Winchester.
This is Ghost Town.
We're gonna mix
Winchester House!
It's gonna be our showdown with the demon to end the trip.
What the fuck was that?
Today on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we cover multiple cases and visit some of the most haunted, horrifying places in the world in an effort to answer some questions that I've always been curious about. Are ghosts and demons real? And if they are real, can they manipulate, harm,
Beginning of the proper spooky boys, let's go!
and perhaps even kill the living? Right now, we're in San Jose, California at Sacred Heart Church to talk to Father Gary Thomas in 2005.
Holy water
Father
squirt
Thomas was sent
gun!
all the way
Holy
to Rome to the
water
Vatican to
squirt
learn the
gun!
rite of exorcism. A movie was actually based on his experiences in Rome, starring Anthony Hopkins. Basically, this dude's the real deal. We're gonna be happy that we talked to him and had his guidance when we go to some of these places.
Yeah, I think so. We better stock up on some knowledge here, otherwise we're gonna get murdered by ghosts.
You're gonna be thankful that we're meeting this guy later, I promise you. I promise you, you will regret that statement. First off, thank you for meeting with us, Father Thomas.
Sure.
I've read a lot about you.
Oh, thanks.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
How many exorcisms have you performed over your career?
Formal exorcisms, I've probably performed 50 to 75 in 10 years.
Damn.
What is the difference between a ghost and a demon?
A ghost would refer to a disembodied human soul. A demon is a preternatural angelic creature that rebelled against God.
It's not human.
No, it's not. Their life form is dying. They've been dying since the moment they rebelled. And so they are attracted to human beings for 2 reasons. One, because they are parasitic and they feed off our life form. But secondly, their goal is to take as many of us to hell with them as possible because they already know they've lost. I'm not trying to evangelize you.
I just got a shiver down my spine. So, can a ghost and a demon both possess or maybe influence the living?
Yes. And I've had those cases. Where are these homes you're going into?
One of them is nearby here, the Winchester Mystery House. Essentially, it's a haunted mansion. And then the next one is a haunted doll island in Mexico City. The last place is perhaps the scariest.
Sally
It's a
House!
house infested with a demon. Do you have any advice for us going into some of these places where we may come into contact with not so nice spirits?
Are we still on camera?
Yeah.
Okay. If these places you're going claim to have spiritual attachments, I would do nothing to invite them into any kind of conversation.
Oh, you warned them. You warned them. Did they listen? No. No, they didn't.
I would do nothing to invite them to somehow show themselves or taunt them in any way. You don't want to create a tie with them.
So treat it like a fine art museum.
I would.
Would it be possible for you to perhaps bless some water for something for me to carry?
Yes. Do you have something?
It's literally just a water bottle.
That's fine. I can bless it. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. In your kindness, hear our prayers, and pour down the blessing into this element, so that the health obtained by calling upon your holy name may be made secure against all attack through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you for...
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. I'm sorry.
sitting down with us, and thank you for...
Yeah,
Was this helpful?
fascinating.
This
yeah,
was super helpful, and I feel a lot better about
Good.
what's about to happen.
Good.
Like, I just feel so comfortable right now, and where we're about to go, it's going to be the exact opposite, so...
Yeah.
You're not worried about that at all?
No.
Okay. Why are we doing this? I don't know if we got this on camera, but he told me, do not be afraid. I mean, I won't lie, I am very scared, but
Okay. Do not be afraid.
if anything happens, just do not be afraid. That's all you have to keep repeating. He said it a bunch of times in the Bible.
Jesus said chill.
Yeah, sure. All right now we're on our way to the Winchester. Just met with the
Winchester
pastor.
Mystery
Got our
House.
holy
Winchester
water,
Mystery
got our
House.
tips, our demon tips.
This place is crazy though. I've never been there, but it's a very crazy house.
This looks like Disneyland. I wouldn't be surprised if they got cotton candy in there.
Yuck it up, man. Yuck it up. You're really enjoying this, but when the lights go off, this may be a little different.
This is beautiful.
It's a very pretty house. It's just very crazy in design. Knowing Maud Cheryl, she would probably totally live in something like this.
You are full of shit if you do not feel strange right now.
No, I don't.
You're such a fucking shyster, dude. The hair on the back of my neck is standing over. This is crazy. Right now, we're sitting in the bedroom of Sarah Winchester, who built this mansion as the result of a terrible tragedy. Sarah actually passed away in this very room, in that bed right there.
Hell of a bed. I assure you, in like half of the places you've been, people
Give me the haunted house to live in. I knew it.
have died there. People have probably died in the Chipotle we just ate at.
Let's just get into it.
Okay.
Sarah Pardee was born around 1840 to a very wealthy family. In 1862, in her early 20s, Sarah married William Winchester, whose father, Oliver Winchester, founded the company that made the Winchester repeating rifle, a rifle that will become the ultimate weapon of death in the wars to come. In 1866, Sarah and William had their first child, Annie Pardee Winchester, but unfortunately, their daughter would die from a disease called marasmus only a month and a half later. In 1880, William's father, Oliver Winchester, passed away, leaving the company to William. But William contracted tuberculosis shortly after and tragically died in March 1881, only a few months after his father.
Oh.
That was the most disingenuous.
That was real.
Okay. Now that we've laid down the facts, let's get into the legend. William's death was almost unbearable for Sarah, who, according to legend, reached out to spiritualists and mediums in Boston to help her understand the deaths of her daughter and husband. Many believe that it was one fateful visit to a particular medium that would change her life. The medium told Sarah that her family was being haunted by the spirits of those killed by the Winchester rifle, and that her family members' deaths were retribution.
Can my ghost roomies help pay rent? Oh my god.
The medium said Sarah's family was cursed, and that the only way to lift the curse was to move west and build a house, and never stop building.
What?
Well, I think I know the end of this story.
The good spirits would guide her on what to build, and if she continued building, she could live forever. But if she stopped, the evil spirits that were victims of the Winchester rifle would haunt Sarah forever.
If you can live forever, great. But if you have to continue to build a house that entire time, unless you're having fun, which I don't think she was.
Well, she wasn't like putting on a hard hat and like physically making the house herself. She was delegating.
Well, then that's why she didn't live forever, because she found a loophole.
I won't argue that your logic is flawed. I just hate it because it's detrimental to my argument. Needless to say, Sarah followed the medium's advice and moved west, where she built an 8-room farmhouse in San Jose. It is estimated that 500 to 600 rooms were built, but due to her constant remodeling, only 161 rooms remain, one of which was newly discovered in October 2016.
Wow.
The ghost just checked in every like 3 to 5 years.
Check
like,
your time
we
card.
should see if she's still building that, otherwise we gotta kill her.
However, what makes this mansion famous isn't the size or amount of rooms. It's the odd and peculiar nature in which they were constructed. It was built this way in an effort to confuse the evil spirits that were haunting and following Sarah. The walkways are narrow and twist and turn around the mansion. There are stairs that lead to the ceiling and doors that open into brick walls. And in one instance, a door known as the Door to Nowhere that opens to a sheer drop on the outside of the house from the 2nd floor.
Add a pool there. Then you could cannonball from your own house. Cannonball!
I can't imagine a ghost would get foiled into falling into these bushes down here, but the thought is nice. All right, now that we've established the legend, let's discuss some possible alternate theories as to why Sarah built the way she did. One theory that explains some unfinished aspects of the house is Sarah's arthritis that affected her late in her life. One area called the Hall of Fires is a hallway lined with fireplaces, its purpose to perhaps aid Sarah's arthritis. This could provide a reason for an unfinished staircase, as she possibly saw no reason to complete it. But I struggle to see how this explains a door to nowhere.
Nobody is building a house like this because they have arthritis.
I'm saying this,
That is not
this is a theory. I'm just stating the
No
theories.
one says, oh, my knuckles feel a little funny. I'm going to build a house with 500 rooms.
I hear you, man. I agree with you. I'm just saying this is a theory that people believe, and I'm relaying the theory.
Those people are idiots.
I mean, you know what the doctor says. Nothing's better for arthritis than a 2-story drop to the floor down below, right?
Oh my god.
Another theory is that Sarah needed a change of scenery and continued to build to keep her mind occupied and off her grief.
Now that, yeah.
So,
Maybe she just wasn't very good at planning.
and she did that for her entire life. didn't
Yeah,
she?
for her entire life.
Okay. Just why I'm just...
Hey, we all need hobbies.
Another theory comes from historian Mary Jo Ignafo, who investigated Sarah Winchester. Ignafo believes Sarah was devoted to building because she was interested in architecture. Ignafo reports that Sarah's own letters reveal that construction stopped at months at a time, despite what legend would suggest. Ignafo also explains the unfinished state of rooms as the result of an earthquake in 1906 that caused damage to the house, theorizing that Sarah simply shut down that area of the house rather than attempting repairs. And finally, she also could not find evidence that Sarah communicated with spirits. Although, I will say, I can't imagine communicating with spirits produces any kind of receipt.
No, nobody has evidence of that.
Okay, I'm just saying, I call bullshit on
Yeah,
that.
I agree with your calling of bullshit.
Good. I'm glad we agree on something for once.
we've done it.
Okay, we've done it. We've done it. Let's go home now. But enough conjecture. Let's look at some of the spiritually active areas of this very unsettling house. Oh, this room looks like a nightmare. That's fun.
There's a few rooms in this house that strike me as, okay, this is ghost town. This could be it. Oops. The way the shadows play with your mind.
Well, I didn't see something. I heard something. I heard a noise right up there. It came from up there.
Probably bats.
That's also a concern. I mean, but
Bats are no.
this fucking guy.
Bats are babies. What do you mean? They're cute. Fight me.
One room that is particularly important is a room called the Blue Room, or as some know it, the Seance Room. A room where Sarah would allegedly communicate with the good spirits on a nightly basis for building guidance. The room has 3 entrances and one door that is like a trap door dropping into the kitchen down below.
Oh my
And
god.
not surprisingly, this is one of the most active rooms in the house, with reports of organ music being heard, cold spots, and people experiencing dizziness.
What is this thing doing? It's making noises.
What is... I just took out a brand new battery. I just took off the plastic from it and put it in, and it drained it all the way to 0.
This is highly unusual. I've never seen it do this before. Or you fix the issue. I'm gonna lock myself in here with a ghost. I turned my flashlight off. This is horrifying. I bet Ryan wouldn't do this.
Oh, fucking come on, man. God damn it. I knew he was gonna do that. It still scared me. Fuck you. The house as a whole has reports of hearing people breathing, footsteps, hearing screws being unscrewed and dropped to the floor, full-body apparitions of servants, with the most famous spirit being Sarah herself, often seen in her bedroom. Naturally, one of the creepiest and most active places in the entire house is the basement, where guests and workers often claim to see the ghost of a caretaker named Clyde pushing a wheelbarrow. Why I'm walking in here by my fucking self is beyond me. Fuck, I'm so scared.
The fucking pastor literally said, "Do not be afraid." And what are you doing? You're being afraid. Good grief, Ryan.
Oh, man. Alright, apparently this is where a recurring ghost is seen.
What are you? Hey, man.
You piece of shit, Shane.
My mic went out, and then I was looking for you.
He's crouching in here like some kind of cave creature.
All I did was I went. I was
Oh
just
yeah,
coming
so
to
you're
say
just-
hello to you.
You're looking for me while grunting like a zombie. You almost scared me to death. I'm never gonna forgive you for that. Hope you're fucking proud of yourself.
I thought you saw me.
Bullshit! You thought I saw you.
I really didn't think it was gonna work.
Sarah seemingly
God.
lived a life of solitude. She reportedly wore a dark veil at almost all times to mask her appearance. And in 1922, Sarah died at the age of 83. In the end, the questions remain. Was this just the result of a woman filled with grief? Or were the evil spirits that haunted Sarah Winchester so horrifying that they drove her and perhaps possessed her to build until her death?
She probably believed that spirits did say this to her. Whether or not that's a thing that actually happened, you know.
So you're saying it's more along the lines of grief that
Yeah.
produced perhaps.
I mean,
visions
she
of
went through
psychosis.
some pretty harrowing stuff.
Let me just ask you straight out: do you believe ghosts are real right now?
No.
Why do you not believe ghosts are real?
I've never seen one.
Okay, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can't see that you are real. I feel like
What can't I see?
you can't see gravity. That's real.
Yeah, I can drop an apple.
Fuck. I guess you'll just never believe me until
Look,
something happens.
hey, this whole entire trip, I'm ready. Hey, ghosts,
Don't-
tussle my hair.
I would do nothing to invite them to somehow show themselves or taunt them in any way.
Give me a little purple nurple or something. Let's have some fun. Here I am.
Oh my god.
Regardless, the real reason behind the creation of the Winchester Mystery House will remain unsolved.
Unsolved.
I'm so proud of her for doing this, by the way. It's
And
really
now we
something.
got Creepy Doll Island next.
No, I
Woo!
genuinely-
Creepy
like,
Doll
this is neat.
If I
Island.
had to spend one
Let's
more
go!
moment sitting in this chair, looking at that silly face, I think I may murder you myself. All right, we're getting out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, let's leave this house.
Creepy Doll place. Creepy Doll
San
place.
Jose.
Onward.
Onward to Mexico.
Yeah, why not?
Creepy Doll. Creepy Doll. Creepy Doll.
So we're in Mexico, so that's pretty cool. We don't have to go to our next horrible place until tomorrow, so I think we're gonna enjoy the city a little bit tonight.
Real Mexican food.
All right. I don't know if this is a sign, but I'm in the bathroom at this bar, and this mirror literally has blood dripping from it. But I'm gonna go order another beer, so we're good.
It's October! Ryan, it's October when you guys posted this. More than likely, they decorated for Halloween. Chill.
We're getting a drink in Mexico, and we ran into the Grim from Harry Potter. This is crazy. Mexico City is such a nice city.
Yeah, it is.
Shame we're on our way to a nightmare.
You're on your way to a nightmare. I'm on my way to a nice retreat.
Okay, we'll see. Right now we are we're being carted over
to the dock.
Creepy Doll Island,
sort of put on
Creepy
here.
Doll
I guess that's how
Island.
easy it is to trick us. Hey, get on. Okay. Oh, fuck. That was almost a two-bike trolley collision right there. So, I'm actually not quite sure where we are right now.
No, it's fine. You just get it. You just go with the flow, Ryan.
That's what people usually say on their way to their death. So we survived our little trolley over here. We're joined by Pepe from Buzzfeed Mexico.
Hola, amigos.
Right now we're on the outskirts of Mexico City in the ancient Aztec canals of Xochimilco, heading to our next location, the terrifying Island of the Dolls.
Island of the Dolls, Creepy Dolls.
This is a mistake. Oh yeah, there's also a thunderstorm about to roll in, so that's fun. He looks fine. Look at the kid's fine. And now I feel like a big weenie.
You are a big weenie.
It's been said that people don't like these canals due to the bad energy. Those who navigate the canals claim the dolls lure them to the island. One Trajanera operator claims that he was even possessed for multiple days when approaching the island.
This is the beginning of a horror movie right now. We're here, and it's raining. Lovely. Shall we?
Yep.
You will go first.
Oh, I go first? All right. Okay. It's an ominous cloud in the sky. Some very atmospheric thunder.
Well, this seems all horrible and awful in general.
And this, so
Oh my god.
someone committed their life to this.
Oh, there's spiders everywhere, so that's nice.
Spiders!
I
Spider
see, I'm more
warning,
concerned
spider
about the
warning.
spiders than the ghosts.
Is that right?
Yeah.
This island is not as pleasant at night.
So Pepe, you're telling me you don't come here every weekend?
Yeah, where's Pepe?
No, this is not one of my favorite places.
In the 1950s in Mexico, Don Julian Santana Barrera was persecuted for being overzealous in his religious beliefs. After that, for reasons unclear, Julian abandoned his wife and child and moved to the island we're at tonight in the Xochimilco canals in the outskirts of Mexico City.
hell?
The island we're sitting on is a chinampa, a man-made floating garden engineered by the Aztecs centuries ago.
Dope. I'm sure they'd be thrilled with what it's become.
Yeah, you think this is what they had in mind?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, monkey. Oh,
Monkey?
okay. No, I thought I got bit in the ass cheeks by a spider. There's a lot of spiders here.
They're huge.
Julian lived on this island in isolation, and the story goes that he discovered the body of a young girl off the shore of the island.
Aww.
Julian was reportedly overcome with grief due to the fact that he could not save this little girl. Legend has it that shortly after her body emerged, a doll appeared where her body was.
Bruh.
I don't even know how deep this water is. Like, if someone were to drown in this, I feel like it looks like it's shallow, but I guess it's deceiving.
This place is creepy.
Yep.
Lots of bugs.
Oh, look, a teddy bear. Oh, fuck, a spider.
Julian thought the doll probably belonged to the girl, and he hung it up on a tree on the island. His reasons for doing this vary depending on who is telling the story. Some believe he did this to honor the little girl's spirit. Others believe he did this to appease the spirit and protect himself and the island. Another variation is that Julian hung the doll to protect the girl's spirit from demons in the afterlife. Whatever the reason is, the girl's existence has never been officially confirmed.
Okay. Wait, the dead girl wasn't
The dead girl was not confirmed.
Well, what happened to her body?
I don't know. This is a long time ago.
What did he do?
I don't know. We're in the canals of Mexico. This is like, I don't know how things work. Is that how things
It was
work?
the 1950s.
Probably spiders hate her.
However, Julian didn't stop at one doll. Instead, he began to amass perhaps the creepiest collection in the history of collections. Perhaps he felt the more dolls he hung up, the more protected he would be from the spirit.
Oh my god.
He'd get along well with old Sarah Winchester.
One could say that.
He has a lifelong mission to appease the ghosts.
I think it's more a protection thing. He just doesn't want
all
to
right.
die.
He
Oh
is
my
wearing
God.
a Kevlar vest in that case.
He would hunt for the lost dolls from the canals and trash near the island, stringing them up in whatever dilapidated condition he found them. And as this island grew, so did the island's reputation, drawing new
God.
visitors that would trade dolls for produce grown on the island, consequently creating an extraordinarily bizarre barter system.
He probably fucks the dolls. Can I say that?
I thought you would have like some respect for this place, but
Nope, went in straight with he fucks the dolls.
I'm with Pepe.
This is getting way off track.
Sorry, okay.
The compulsion to collect and hang these dolls was so extreme that those close to him believed he was driven by an unseen force that changed him forever. A force that many believe was the spirit of the young girl, haunting or perhaps possessing him to hang the dolls for 50 straight years in isolation on this island.
Oh my God.
Though he initially seemed to hang the dolls out of respect and a desire for protection, close friends claim that Julian eventually began to believe the dolls were possessed.
Anytime I get even remotely spooked, I just look to the monkey with the sunglasses. Let's get a great shot of that thing.
Those 50 years bring us to 2001, when the collecting of dolls came to an abrupt end. Julian's nephew, Anastasio, came to the island to help Julian plant pumpkins. According to Anastasio, he left to work on the garden, and when he returned, he discovered the body of his uncle floating in the canal.
Oh no.
What's notably chilling is the fact that Julian's body was found drowned in the same spot the girl was found.
Bruh.
This is where it went down. This is where he drowned right here.
Cool.
Oh my God.
Anastasio, who moved to the island after Julian's death, claims the dolls, quote, move their heads and whisper to each other, end quote.
They've got dolls that piss themselves.
I mean, do you think these dolls look like they have remotely any kind of technological capability?
There was a Mickey Mouse over there with a little pull string.
Did it work?
I don't know, I didn't touch it.
I feel like you touched it.
Hi, kids.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Cheryl, I know you like Mickey Mouse, but I don't think that's a Mickey Mouse you want to collect.
Didn't touch it.
I feel like you touched it.
Look how cursed that Mickey Mouse is. Oh my God, it's so dirty. Ew.
Kids. I didn't touch it. Oh, God.
Who do you think haunts this island?
¿Quién cree usted que esté como en la isla?
Pues la muchacha que se ahoga en 1950 porque en las noches se escuchan voces de mujer. Y mi tío cuando estaba en vida caminaba con sus tenis y su bastoncito, ahora se escucha igual.
Is that a bed?
Is that a guy?
Wait, what?
Should we poke it with a stick?
Oh my
What'd you
God.
say? You poke it with a stick.
Well, there's no one there. Is this a dream come true for you, Ryan?
I can't say that.
Don Julian Santana Barrera was 80.
Laugh aloud, no. Of course, you don't want this super dirty Mickey Mouse. You'll grab a thrift store Mickey Mouse because you know you can clean it, but that Mickey Mouse is a nope.
At the time of his death. Some people think that the dolls, or the spirits that inhabit them, might have killed Julian.
Sure. If that's what it's going to take to get us out of here, then yes, I believe in all of this. Put it on Wikipedia and let's leave.
But to finish this off, let's visit the area that has the most hidden activity on the island. It's a shrine that Julian built inside a shed for his favorite dolls, including the original doll that Julian found all those years ago.
This is the shed where he kept his shrine. And there's candles inside, great.
Oh, fun.
I did bring a little doll of my own. This seems like a good spot to leave it, right? Or should I put it in the lap of the original?
This is a fucking nightmare.
That's terrifying.
There's the original right here.
What? Where?
The one that looks...
Woo!
What the fuck was that? Holy shit balls.
Oh my God.
I was just about to put the offering on the original doll and then...
Holy shit, look at the spider coming out of it.
Oh my God.
No!
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, these are fucking huge. Let's go.
This is also his favorite doll right here.
Okay, I don't care what his favorite. Fuck that. Let's go.
Oh, I don't like the spiders.
There's cats
Stop.
right there.
Oh, kitty.
Oh,
Kitty,
fuck
kitty.
me. There are spiders everywhere.
Look at the size of that
Okay,
Okay.
we've had our fun.
I don't like the spiders. Spiders!
We are leaving this island. Where's Pepe?
thing. I'm over here. Ah, fuck. Spiders.
No, this is the island of spiders, not the dolls. Ah, Jesus Christ. Then you just run into possessed dolls? Toodaloo, Julian. Can't say it was pleasurable.
In the
Quickly,
end,
get out of
Julian was
there.
remembered as a nice and welcoming man, but the mystery of his eventual death remains. Was it the result of his own compulsive behavior? Or was it the result of the spirit that he claimed haunted him for the last 50 plus years of his life?
I don't
For
like
now,
spiders.
and perhaps forever, the case remains unsolved.
Unsolved. And now
I
the
like
Sally
spiders. I
house
think
where
spiders are
Ryan
good.
gets
I think
absolutely
they're a
scared
great little
shitless.
insect or arachnid. But fuck everything about that place. I would love to bring Father Thomas to this island.
I don't think Father Thomas would be that down.
I don't think he would. What makes you think that?
Oh, because I don't know if you could exercise spiders away.
Okay, hold on a second. The void beings are wanting out, so I'm going to let them out. Okay. Ugh. I am back. Sorry about that. Void beings wanted to go boof at something. So now they get to go boof all they want. Back to the video. To the Sally house.
Alright, on the way to Kansas. It's gonna be our showdown with the demon to end the trip.
We've defeated the spiders.
Killed all the
We
spiders.
set that whole island on fire.
We survived the spirits of Winchester. I got my holy water ready. I'm ready for this showdown.
I don't think you are, frankly.
Right now, we're on our way
Sally
to a house widely
Sally
considered to be
house.
infested with a demon that tortured a young family. The grand finale. We're going to the Sally house.
Sally house!
Everyone thinks feeling energy is bullshit, but you don't feel strange at all? Not even a little bit?
No, not really. Oh shit, what up? I'm taking a selfie with some demons, yeah.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah. What?
Shane.
Great. That'll be good. Gonna snap that.
You're insufferable. Just working myself up to it, you know.
Sure. Are you alright, man? Get in there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna get fucking holy water.
Okay. Okay.
Joke on how you want. And don't ask me for some later.
I won't. All they need is some WD-40. And that will. Sure. You're really selling it, huh? Little baby. Man, this is nice. You know what a place like this would cost in Los Angeles? It's an arm and a leg.
Let's just tell the story of this house. How about that? Right.
Yeah, no, instead it's not even an arm and a leg, more like a torso nowadays. A whole body nowadays is what it would cost. A whole body and all the organs included.
And don't look over here. There's a little stuffed animal. Don't want to.
Right now, we're sitting in the living room of the Sally house. Our sleeping bags are right there because we foolishly plan on sleeping here for some stupid reason. I've lived my life by one adage, and that's don't fuck with demons.
It's an adventure. I just love seeing you squirm.
Let's just get into why this house is.
Tell your spooky story.
Located at 508 North 2nd Street in Atchison, Kansas, the Sally house is the ultimate haunted house and widely considered to be one of the most haunted places in America. Built between 1867 and 1871, this house has had 3 deaths inside its walls. Michael Finney in 1872, William True in 1918, and Agnes True in 1939. But while the deaths have perhaps added to the house's ghostly inhabitants, the real evil comes from something much different.
All right, I think he's here. So we call the paranormal investigator over.
Sure.
Hey. How's it going, man? Ryan.
Eric Insbrenner.
Shane.
Nice to meet you.
I think this is all bullshit.
Half of it is. I brought a little
Half
bit.
of it is.
I'm not gonna communicate with shit.
I would do nothing to invite them into any kind of conversation.
We are.
You're already doing it.
I'll be standing in the background.
While multiple residents of the Sally house have experienced paranormal activity, it wasn't until the 1990s when Deborah and Tony Pickman moved in that the activity was fully realized. What follows is based on their first-hand account of what started as a small haunting and later developed into a living nightmare. Deborah and Tony Pickman moved in on December 31st, 1992. The haunting started small. Lights in their house would dim. Their dog would bark incessantly at the entrance to the nursery, and their newborn baby would wake up every hour, quote, as if someone was playing with him. end quote. The Pickmans' neighbor could see the nursery window from her house and eventually asked Deborah why she kept the light on in the nursery all night long with the baby sleeping in there. This question came as an icy shock to Deborah, who always turned the light off.
Oh.
It was a little weird, right?
Spooky.
All right. Anyways.
Things got especially weird on July 14th, 1993, when Deborah, Tony, and her sister Karen discovered all the stuffed animals in the nursery organized into a neat circle back to back in the middle of the room on the floor. The three of them figured it was one of them playing a practical joke, so they put the animals back, turned off the light, and went downstairs. To their horror, when they returned, not only was the light on, but a bear was knocked off its chair and laying on its back on the ground.
We better get out of this house. Somebody knocked our little bear out of his little
You're telling me you wouldn't be unnerved by going upstairs and seeing a bunch of stuffed animals organized into a little cult circle when no one did it?
So I don't know.
After that, like anybody would, they packed up some stuff, took their baby, and left the house to stay with Tony's parents.
Did they bring the bear?
I don't believe they brought the bear. I mean, listen, I can't imagine they would bring the bear.
While they were leaving the house, Tony felt a sharp sting in his back. When they lifted up his shirt, they discovered 3 long scratches.
Ow!
Tony would continue to get viciously scratched as time went on, and in one instance, a scratch manifested while on video.
What?
The Pickmans eventually would turn to a psychic, who picked up on a presence named Sally.
Sally, if you're here, or any spirit that's here, let's communicate. Here's a flashlight. If you can turn the flashlight on and let us know you're here, that'd be great.
It's a little monkey. We saw one of those on the island of the haunted dolls.
According to Deborah Pickman, on the morning of October 31st, 1993, Tony went to grab a glass of orange juice in the kitchen. When he turned around, he saw a little girl in early 1900s clothing. Shortly after, he sketched what he saw for Deborah.
All right, we are in the kitchen.
Please turn the light on for us.
Please don't do it.
Demon?
Stop calling it that.
Demon.
Stop it, stop talking to it.
No, I just want to talk to the demons. We met a pal named Father Thomas. He told us not to talk to you, but I think you guys are swell.
I would do nothing to invite them to somehow show themselves or taunt them in any way.
If you like the guy staying here, turn the light on.
You're fucking crazy, Shane.
If you don't like us, turn it on.
Please don't turn it on. Please don't.
Oh, shit.
Where's my holy water?
Where's my holy water? If you actually don't like us, please just turn it on. I don't think they have the power to turn it back on again, frankly. I really think they don't. Ryan.
Are you fucking kidding me? What the?
So the funniest thing, I remember hearing a bunch of Buzzfeed Unsolved theories, like, about Shane and Ryan, and people theorize Shane is a demon himself. That's why demons react so easily to him, and he does it on purpose to scare the shit out of Ryan, and it's hilarious. I fucking love it. But oh my god, Ryan is so fucking scared, and it's hilarious!
Keep in mind, we have to spend the night here.
Please turn the light off for us, spirits.
Don't you fucking do it.
Turn it all the way off. Thank you. Oh.
Fuck, no, oh my god. What
Please try.
Oh my god. You should have never talked to it, dude.
That's a car going by, it's okay.
No, that's the fucking flashlight rolling in the background.
Look, it's coming back.
Oh yeah, it is. It's a flashlight, it rolls, it's cylindrical.
But it shouldn't roll back and forth like
What?
that.
You should have never talked to it, dude. What is wrong with you?
In what may be a curious coincidence, a former resident who lived in the house shortly before the Pickmans said, quote, "My daughter was 5 at the time. She had an imaginary friend, Sally. I would scold her for something and she would come back and tell me, I didn't do that, Sally did it. Or Sally told me to do it. When shown Tony Pickman's drawing 11 years after they moved out of the house, the daughter identified it as her imaginary friend from her childhood."
Oh, God.
Do not be afraid, do not be afraid, do not be afraid, do not be afraid, do not be afraid.
Do not be afraid.
Hey, just sit down, it's fine. Okay, well, don't
Ryan.
hurt
Ryan.
Oh, fuck, okay.
I mean, sure, we don't know how to explain that. Maybe it's just, flashlights are funny like that.
The Pickmans also reported fires that would start on their own. In fact, 2 former residents before the Pickmans reported fires starting inexplicably in the room that would eventually become the Pickmans' nursery. The activity continued to escalate beyond fires, however. A lamp was thrown at Tony's mother. Tony reported hearing scratching behind his bed. Quote, almost like you had an animal digging to get out of the wall, end quote. And in one instance, Sally appeared in the room and grabbed Tony's wrist, burning dark red finger marks into his arm. At this point, Tony believed, quote, we're dealing with something way beyond a little girl, end quote, and begged to leave the house. Yet Deborah, who at this point never witnessed anything alarming, didn't share the same desire.
This was the 90s. People had like video recorders, you know.
I mean, the scratches all happen on camera, but here's the thing. This is what I fucking love about like paranormal evidence. People are always clamoring for it, right? Like, where's the evidence? And then when the evidence finally is there, it's like, fake.
Things eventually went beyond physical terror, however. Here's another quote from Tony. Quote, it got to the point where when I was in the house, I could not think any happy thought. It was just strictly, I wanted to hurt her. I was a whole different person. That something could come inside me and make me capable of doing that, it tears me up. As much as I hate to say it, I'd planned on slitting her throat.
Damn,
Jesus Christ! If you slit my throat tonight, I'm gonna have a hard time forgiving you for that.
Will you haunt me for the rest of my life?
No, because I'll be dead.
Well,
Ghosts
then-
aren't real.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
In 1994, the Pickmans finally moved out of the house. But at this point, you're probably wondering, who is Sally? From what I could find, records show that a Sally Isabel Hall did indeed live in the house in 1905, but she was actually a 34-year-old black woman.
Wait. What?
Hear me out here.
Okay.
While this may seem damning at first, the implications of this are actually quite horrifying. If there was, in fact, never a girl named Sally who lived here, then who or what was this alleged spirit presenting itself as a little girl named Sally? That question led me to this piece of research. Sometimes, inhuman presences or demons will allegedly present themselves as humans that are physically flawed. Or in some cases, perhaps like this one, they may appear as children.
That demon's racist. He was like, oh, there was a black lady who lived here? Wait a minute. No, I can't haunt with that.
Oh my
What
God.
about a little white girl? A little blonde one. I'll give her pigtails.
Demons don't-
Fuck that demon. He's whitewashing the history of this house. He's exactly what's wrong with Hollywood.
Demons don't present themselves as adults. That's what I was saying. They present themselves as
Ever?
No,
This
an
sounds-
entity, like an entity that's not human, it needs energy. It needs souls to feed off of. So if you need that, you wouldn't immediately come out with the horns. You come out with the little girl. That makes sense to me.
Whatever. Demon's racist. I don't respect this demon.
But what really suggests the presence of a demon is something that occurred in the basement well after the Pickmans left the house. A female tenant, her husband, and their children moved into the house and reported no paranormal activity. But on a surprise visit from landlord Les Smith, he allegedly discovered something terrifying in the basement. A large pentagram on the floor,
Oh my
an
God.
altar, a large black kettle, and
What?
a black robe.
A pointy hat, a broomstick.
Hey, man.
3 newts,
This is what
a
he
lizard tongue, eyeballs.
That's what he found.
Many believe that this female tenant was a Satan worshiper, performing sacrificial rituals. To this day, there's a
Okay, you assume it's the female tenant? Excuse me, her husband lived there. It could even been the freaking children for all you know. Come on.
black mark on the floor where the alleged rituals took place. Consequently, many believe the demon lives in this basement, specifically in the hole in the back wall, which brings me back to something Father Thomas told us about demons.
I was reading about something called infestation, where like a demon will just take hold of a house.
So if that family was involved in a satanic cult and they were doing other kinds of rituals and spells that are part of the cult, it would not at all surprise me if there was something demonic still attached, because that's where that cult basically had a home.
And it opened the portal there.
Absolutely.
So if you're there in the hole, you want to speak to us or communicate with us, turn that flashlight on.
Please don't, please don't, please don't.
That's me, sorry.
Oh, thank God.
So we're giving off high MF here because of this.
Whoa. Oh, that thing.
So that's a false read. But since there's a lot of electricity coming through here, that's saying they can feed a spirit.
Oh, that's good. Let's feed it more. Why not, right? He's hungry.
If you want to eat my heart, turn that light on. I think this demon's a wimp.
He's lost his mind.
Gonna lay on the pentagram.
Here we go.
You're out of your mind.
Rock and roll, buckaroo.
Oh my
If you want
God.
to eat my heart, turn that light on. If you want to eat Ryan's heart,
Don't
turn
stop
that light
putting
on.
me in your shit.
Our old pal Ryan Bergara.
Stop.
We're a package deal.
It's your
The
time!
lights on, Ryan. Look at the lights on. We got him.
Can you turn it off for us, please? For Ryan's sake.
No!
Fuck this house, dude. Fuck this house so hard.
Well, now we get to spend the night here.
Here's a fun fact about sleeping here. One past resident described waking up to a, quote, grotesque and gaunt, dead-looking individual not only laying next to her, but staring at her, end quote.
Here's the thing, I discount almost 100% of I saw it in the middle of the night things because sleep paralysis,
Yep.
oftentimes most people wake up and see shit.
If
Yep.
I wake up tonight and there's this grotesque looking thing laying next to me and just staring at me with its fucking stupid beady eyes open, I'm gonna shit myself. There's gonna be poo in my sleeping bag. And I'm gonna carry out the sleeping
You're
bag.
just gonna
full
roll
of
it
poo.
up and
I'm
put it
gonna
in
roll
the
it up,
garbage can.
put it in the garbage can. My big fucking poo burrito, and that's
Ah, gross.
I'm never coming back. I'll leave all the shit. I'm fucking never coming back.
Oh my God.
The fact that we're sleeping in this house after what we saw is astounding.
I'm proud of you, Ryan.
Time to sleep. Lights out, I guess. Fuck.
So we're gonna sleep here all night. It's gonna be dreadfully quiet. You know, it's weird thinking what's directly below us is that basement.
Why would you say that? I'm gonna get closer to you. I don't care.
Okay. Every little pin drop that you hear, every little creak, it's gonna make your butthole tighten.
Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid.
Two bros sleeping next to each other, but they're not gay. Woo-oh. Uh-oh. Or are they? No, I'm joking. I don't know their sexual orientation. But they're cool, 'cause Shane is being there for Ryan. But they're sleeping next to each other and most likely not gay.
I thought I saw something move out of the corner of my eye.
I will stay in this house till 5 a.m. If I sleep, I sleep. If I don't, I don't.
I think it would be a sleep-full night for me if it weren't for you. Oh, the light went out outside. Did you turn that out?
No.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't. No.
Oh, weird.
Nope. I'm man enough to admit this is not happening tonight. I can't. It's not happening. It's not happening ever.
Okay, man. Look, it's okay.
I think I just blacked out.
You're giving up?
Don't say it like that.
Well, I mean, that's what's happening.
Here's what I'll do. The witching hour is at 3, right?
They just BFFs having a sleepover. True. True.
Why is it 3?
That's to mock the Holy Trinity. Sometimes you'll hear 3 knocks. That's a demon. When it hits 3 o'clock, I will be quiet for 3 minutes.
No, you won't.
I
No,
will.
you
Can you give me
won't.
time updates, like 1 minute, 2 minutes?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. That's a minute. That's another minute. 3, 2, 1, done.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Are you freaking out?
Yeah. The wave of relief that just is sweeping over my body right now. Ah,
There's a part of me right now that feels foolish for getting up. But
You should feel foolish.
are you trying to convince me to stay in here?
Well, no, I just think it's silly to just give up at the last minute, but whatever, it's no big deal. Look, you've made up your mind, you're done. You don't have it in you.
Stop saying that. You're making me
No,
want
I'm
to
just
do it.
saying, you don't have it in you, it's fine.
Do not be afraid.
You're right. I don't have it in me. Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Fuck you. I hope you fucking looking at this now, motherfucker.
Did you just call the demon a motherfucker?
I don't give a shit now. I'm gone. I got my laptop. I got my holy water. I got the card that I need here. Peace out, bitch. Not even a single part of me feels bad about leaving. Go fuck yourself, Sally House. You were truly awful, and I hate you. It's the happiest moment of my life.
I would think it'd be the most embarrassing, but
nope, I'm pretty happy.
There's the house.
Cool. Fuck that house. Goodbye. In the end, it's up for debate on what haunts the Sally house. The Pikmins seem to believe it's a demon. And in my opinion, nothing I experience suggests otherwise. But as always, the answer will remain
Unsolved. Oh yeah, no, that was probably definitely a demon.
Alright.
Poor Ryan. Aw. 3 days later, oh!
It's been a couple days. We've had some time to recuperate and actually get a gauge of what we saw, or think we saw.
Really a lot to process.
You know, the first 2 locations I wasn't sure. My confidence was starting to waver, even at the last place, till like about halfway through. But when that flashlight turned on, I think that's proof positive. Ghosts and or demons are real. There's no other explanation for it.
No, I just think it was a wonderful coincidence. And I'm glad it happened because we got to see you turn into a babbling mess.
Coincidence 5 times in a row.
He screwed the flashlight to right in between the on and off.
Even if it's on the edge, like the very edge, it still needs just a little bit of a push.
No, it doesn't.
And you know who gave it that push?
Casper the Friendly Ghost? Perhaps. Look, I'm happy to let you believe in this, because I think it's fun that you believe in it, because if we go to more places, it's going to be fun to watch you freak out some more.
Oh my god, Shane.
We're never going to agree. Are demons and ghosts real? Can they influence people? Let's just call it unsolved. How about that?
No, but we sure had fun.
Shane had fun.
Let's get out of here. I'll finish my beer, actually.
Yeah, finish your beer.
Taking this with me, too.
Oh my god. Ah, there's more
He
clips.
looks like really happy. Look at that little face. He looks like he's eating grapes.
These fucking creaks in this house are driving me insane. What's in here? Whoa, what is that?
That's a mirror. Oh, there's a guy in there who looks just like me.
Oh, if I turned the light back on and there was something standing right
Isn't
there.
it crazy how the light over there was just like pooling
Yeah,
in?
there was a pool of light over there. That's really interesting. Let's get the fuck out of here. This is insane. This is one of the craziest experiences in my life.
Can you imagine what it's going to be like coming back at night?
I don't want to imagine that. Can't you just let me enjoy the moment for once?
No. Father Thomas would be so proud of us.
I don't think you would, to be honest.
Why?
Because you directly disobeyed everything he said. You laid on the floor on the pentagram with your belly bared for the demon to smack.
And he didn't. What a trip it's been. We've seen a lot of stuff. We've seen spiders. We've seen
ghouls.
Ryan, oh my god. Okay, the chilling exorcism of Annalise Michel.
So we're about to discuss a case of demonic possession so chilling and controversial that it actually became the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose. What follows is the true story that inspired that, The Exorcism of Annalise Michel.
Ooh.
It's one of the few actual cases of demonic possession that went to court.
All right.
It's a
Wait, did they like sue the demon?
You'll find out.
Okay.
Born in 1952 in the small
Wait, did they sue the demon? How do you sue a demon? Unless it's a demon VTuber, how do you sue a demon?
town of Klingenberg in Bavaria, Germany. Annalise Michel was raised as a strict Catholic and was described as very bright and likable. In September 1968, when Annalise was 16 years old, she experienced her first episode of losing consciousness, and later that night, she felt as if something was pressing down on her chest, pinning her to her bed. 11 months later, in August 1969, a similar event occurred, and her mother took Annalise to their family doctor, Dr. Vogt, and a neurologist, Dr. Luthi, who examined her and even ran an EEG, a brain scan, but found nothing wrong. They hypothesized that it could possibly be a form of seizure. Over the next 3 years, Annalise would have 2 more similar episodes and was prescribed 2 medications, an anticonvulsant medication and an anti-seizure medication called Dilantin. On both occasions, an EEG would come back normal, with some minor irregular patterns, but nothing that would definitively explain her symptoms.
What year was this?
This was in 1969.
Okay, I'm fine with that so far. That sounds real.
Okay.
Little spiders on me. Sorry if I blew it on you.
Well, you did.
It was in spring 1973 that things took a turn for the stranger. Annalise began to hear knocking sounds in her bedroom, sounds her sisters would hear as well. But even more alarming, Annalise also reported hearing a voice damning her to hell. Her mother was further rattled when she witnessed Annalise furiously staring at a statue of the Virgin Mary with, quote, eyes turned black. jet black, and her hands seemed to turn into thick paws with claws.
What? Those are some chunky paws on her daughter.
She became a furry.
Uh-oh. You know what? Let's move on. Let's not get caught up on the bare hands. I shouldn't have even said that part.
Yeah, we can't move past her having paws.
I knew you weren't gonna like that. I'm just gonna move past.
Kitty cat paws.
In September 1973, in a neurological visit with Dr. Luthi, Annalise described horrific visions of demon faces that were tormenting her and stated that she felt the devil was inside her. She also reported smelling something that had the aroma of burnt feces, a stench that many around her would report smelling at later times.
Why do all these people know what burnt feces smells like?
Well, I
Oh
can
my
imagine it just
God.
smells like feces,
Like
but a
shit on fire?
little smokier.
Ew.
Oh, fuck, is that a bee? See what you get? This is what you get. Yes, see, come on. Oh, fuck.
Around this time, Annalise's mother described these strange occurrences to Dr. Luthi, who, according to Mrs. Michel, advised them to consult a Jesuit, a claim that Dr. Luthi would later deny.
Yeah, that's a bad doctor.
Yeah, I mean, if he said that,
Don't go see it.
that's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not that's true, the family definitely searched for a priest and eventually found a priest named Father Alt. In November 1973, Annalise met with a Freudian psychiatrist who diagnosed her as a neurotic with possible epilepsy, and another neurologist found she had, quote, epileptic patterns, and took her off Dilantin and put her on Tegretol, a much stronger drug. In July 1975, Annalise's extremely odd behavior worsened. She barely slept and prayed fervently all night. She ate spiders and flies, and even licked her own urine up from the floor.
Ew.
She destroyed rosaries, crucifixes, and holy pictures on the walls. Annalise also exhibited strength that was, quote, close to superhuman, throwing her sister, quote, as if she were a rag doll, and incredibly was observed effortlessly squeezing an apple with one hand until, quote, fragments exploded throughout the room.
I bet I could squeeze an apple till it
I
exploded.
bet you $1 million you couldn't.
Here we go.
3 days
I mean,
later.
this is Germany. This is before preservatives.
You hear that in the distance? It's the excuse train coming.
Wait for it. You're full of shit, Ryan. We're going.
But now you get to see 2 hands.
What? She definitely used 2 hands.
You said 1 hand.
Okay. But still, that's not like a
It might have been a rotten apple, man.
amazing metric.
A priest named Father Rodewick, a man considered an expert on exorcisms by his peers, reported that he was convinced that Annalise was possessed, and after deliberation with the bishop, an exorcism on Annalise was formally approved. It was to be carried out by a priest named Father Renz. On September 24th, 1975, the first exorcism rite was performed. Father Renz allowed some of the exorcism sessions to be recorded, and 42 audio recordings of the exorcisms were made in total. I'm gonna play some clips from those recordings, but fair warning, these recordings are perhaps the most disturbing pieces of audio I've ever heard.
Ich verspreche das so, dass ich in dem Wald rein bin. Ich trag dir die Rotznase noch so lang, bis es lebt wird. Ist auch blöde Weib. Für uns geht's kein Zurück. Nie! In alle Ewigkeit!
You know, she's screaming. She's giving it 110%.
I mean, do you think that sounds like it came out of a girl? Like,
Yes, it sounds like a girl doing a funny voice. Dude,
your unrelenting skepticism is exhausting. It drains me of all happiness and energy, and I hope you know that.
Wer ich, der Judas und der Nero, der Kain und der Hitler. Gib's immer. Oh, den haben wir gelogen.
I can make that voice easy. I can make that voice too. It sounded like she struggled to come up with Cain. Like she went like, Cain. It's just like, what?
That's all. We're all here. I ran out of evil people to think of. The blonde man from Die Hard is also in here. Skeletor from Masters of the Universe. Heath Ledger's Joker. Not Jack Nicholson. He was too cartoonish.
You had your fun.
yeah, I've had my fun.
Okay. Annalise also named Fleischmann as one of her demons and provided accurate details of the real Fleischmann, who was a priest in the 1500s that was kicked out of the church for bad behavior. These details came as an icy shock to Father Alt, who claims Annalise would have no way of knowing Fleischmann.
That is the only thing that is strange to me. All the other stuff is just things that a person could do.
To learn more about demonic possession, we sat down with Father Gary Thomas, a Vatican-approved exorcist, who explained to us different signs of possession. All of these Annalise had.
One would be an aversion to the sacred. So a person walks in this church and can't look at a crucifix, and you only see the whites of their eyes. Another would be knowledge of hidden things, where the demon will begin to tell you things about yourself that the person themselves would have no way of knowing. Another would be possessing a kind of inordinate physical strength they don't normally possess. Then the last sign is sort of epileptic-like seizures on a person's face and the movement of their arms and legs in a way where they lose complete control.
By May, Annalise became even worse, banging her head against the wall and biting herself and others, to the point where her family had to tie her up to prevent her from hurting herself.
Dude.
But most dangerously, Annalise refused to eat. She described it as, quote, not being permitted to eat. Despite being quite frail, likely weighing under 80 pounds, she exhibited great strength when people tried to restrain her.
Yeah, I just feel bad for her at this.
Like, dude, what if this was all... Okay, look. Ghosts and demons, I see it. I'm about to reply to you, Cheryl. Anyway, it's like... Ghosts and demons, like, I believe more so in ghosts because I have heard, like, a story of a ghost that is, like... I'm bad at wording. It's like, I'm more likely to believe in ghosts because, you know, I have, like, a loved one who experienced something with one. So that's the only reason I believe in that. But at this point in time, how are we sure it's not, like a mental condition? You know? How are we sure it's not, like, a mental condition? I mean, come on, man. Okay, let's see. Gonna reply to Cheryl really fast. Two crunchy tacos and a red sauce burrito. Okay, there we go. Back to the video.
Point.
Yeah, I do feel bad for her.
She's definitely tortured.
By June, Annalise's entire face was sunken. She also refused a doctor visit, even though she had a very high fever. On June 30th, Annalise had another exorcism, only saying please, absolution. The next morning, her family went to her room and found her dead. Despite seeking medical attention early on, Annalise refused to submit to medical attention in the end, as she and her family ultimately placed all faith of recovery into the exorcisms. She died of starvation at the age of 23 after 67 exorcisms, weighing only 68 pounds at the time of her death.
Do you think that just made her, like, buy into it more? If people started exercising me on the reg.
Exercising you on the reg?
Yeah, I might eventually be like, I guess I'm demons.
I would agree with that frame of mind, but Annalise's belief that she was possessed predates
all
the exorcisms or the priests or any of that stuff. After her death, Annalise's parents and the two priests were accused of negligent homicide, and the case went to trial in 1978. What follows are the two sides of that case. First, let's review the position of the defense. The defense presented eyewitness testimony and formally submitted the recordings as evidence of possession, an idea that the court never seemed to take seriously. From a non-religious standpoint, the defense argued Annalise was permitted to deny medical treatment, as was her lawful right.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, medical treatment might have included tranquilizing her, force-feeding her, and electroshock therapy. Quote, all presumably against her will, end quote. Family friend Thea Hine recalled in her testimony that in 1976, a few months before Annalise's death, Annalise reportedly, quote, begged on her knees for Hine to not suggest medical attention to anybody. Also worth noting is the fact that Father Alt actually looked for medical help towards the end. And on May 30th, his friend, Dr. Richard Roth, visited Annalise out of what he claims was scientific curiosity and not as a physician.
He just was like, look, I'm not here as a doctor. I just want to see some of this crazy shit.
fucking says that?
I want to see this girl eat some spiders.
That's like something you say when you go to the zoo, not when you go see someone that's tied up.
That is a bad man right there.
Okay.
In his visit, Dr. Roth claims Annalise had no external injuries, although Father Renz noted she had several bruises, a swollen cheek, and black eyes. An interesting contradiction, to say the least. Dr. Roth also denied saying, quote, "There are no injections against the devil," end quote.
Shady.
Shady.
Yeah.
Curiously, in spite of all the supposed epileptic attacks, an autopsy revealed Annalise had a healthy brain with no damage that could have caused epileptic seizures. Quote, "Not even on a microscopic level," end quote.
What say you to that?
I mean, you know, look, I'm not a, what's a brain scientist? What
A
do we call it?
neurologist?
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, it's been a long day. I'm not a neurologist. I don't know what the...
It's funny that you said that because the neurologist said the exact same thing.
He said I'm not a neurologist?
Probably sounds like it. He might as well.
Look, I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Go visit a Jesuit. Jesus.
Just get your shit stink out of my office.
Like, literally, though, as I said, it could have... As I said, it's like, I don't want to discredit this because those audio recordings are definitely very strange, especially if they had 42 of them. But this could have easily been a mental disorder of some kind. Because, like, you know, I have autism. Sometimes with autism, I have things happen that seem unexplainable to other people. But then when somebody who knows how autism is and acts like, you know, they're able to say, no, this is normal for you. This is what you can expect with that, etc., etc. She could have easily had an undiagnosed thing. She could have been schizophrenic for all they knew. And that's why she was acting this way and saying this stuff. I don't know. There could have been easily another explanation. Either way, regardless, they allowed her to starve herself. And it's like, it would have been better to, it's like, it's messed up, it's kind of messed up, but it probably would have been better to force feed her, even if it was just shit blended into a smoothie. But I don't know if they had blenders at that point in time. If they did, my brain is just stupid and I don't know. They could have blended something together and made her drink it. I don't know. It's very tragic, Cheryl. Agree. It's very tragic. Like, god damn.
Even more curious was the court's seeming non-consideration of facts, such as her pupils being unusually dilated and the absence of ulcers on her body, which are frequently found in victims of starvation.
Okay, all right.
Any quotes on that?
I mean, you know.
This is great. The tables have turned, in my opinion.
Now, let's review the position of the prosecution. The prosecution argued that Annalise had epilepsy and psychosis, and that the parents and two priests were liable for failing to act to save her life. The defense tore down notions of possession. They questioned the credibility of Father Alt, with the conclusion from two experts that Father Alt exhibited signs of schizophrenia.
Whoa,
whoa.
That's weird.
That's weird.
He wasn't the guy that was doing the exorcisms, but he was the guy that initially helped Annalise in the beginning.
The prosecution also argued that the medications given successfully suppressed the epilepsy-like seizures, and argued that that suppression morphed into, quote, "a delusional psychosis associated with epilepsy," end quote. They argued that Annalise's psychosis was exacerbated by the exorcism, which only played into her fantasy. To piggyback on that, Annalise often went through phases between exorcisms where she behaved normally. Even though she would behave as a possessed person during exorcisms, it's unclear if the epilepsy-like seizures were stopped by medication or if they actually stopped on their own. But Annalise's psychotic visions predate the alleged medical suppression.
Weird. Sorry.
Basically, they're saying that the psychosis was brought on by the suppression of the drugs.
Yeah.
But this psychosis predates the drugs. Yeah. Exactly.
In the end, the court ruled in favor of the prosecution, sentencing the 4 defendants to 6 months in prison, suspension for 3 years, and payment for all court costs.
Damn.
The court ruled that Annalise was unable to make decisions for herself and should have been forced to submit to medical care. Professor Felicitas D. Goodman, an author of a book on the case, notes the theories that Annalise was epileptic were presented as, quote, "a statement of undisputable fact, not conjecture, as in fact they had been," end quote. How do you tell the difference between possession and mental health?
Sometimes both are going along side by side. You have to determine what is the root cause, of the suffering of this individual. You start out with a discernment, and the discernment involves myself and a whole team of people. I have a medical doctor, a clinical psychologist, and a psychiatrist. In fact, a formal exorcism only happens as the last resort.
Given the evidence that we've seen and all the strange occurrences and the voices, I think there is sufficient evidence to not conclusively rule out that she was possessed beyond a reasonable doubt.
Sure.
So you acknowledge that.
I acknowledge there's a lot of factors in this case. I personally think there's something going on with mental health. And
Yeah.
I also think that 67 exorcisms probably don't leave your mind in a good spot.
I could see both sides. I could see how
I'm
it would be
definitely on
mental health. I could
Shane's
see how it would be
side with
possession. I
this
lean
one.
towards possession. That being said, she should have gone to the hospital.
Yeah, get that girl
big
to a
time.
hospital, please.
She's possessed or not, fucking force her to go to the hospital and let the doctors be like, holy shit, the shit's floating around.
PSA, if your kid's eating spiders.
Don't take him to an exorcist. Take him to an exorcist, but do it at the hospital.
No, don't take them straight to the hospital.
You can do both. That's what I'm saying. You can do
Oh
both.
my
You can
God,
have them
Ryan.
at the hospital.
Okay, that's fine, yeah.
Regardless of the court ruling, many have debated what actually led to Annalise's death. Was it a case of mental illness, possibly epilepsy? Or was this a legitimate case of demonic possession? Whatever the real reason may be, the case of Annalise Michel is a tragedy and will always remain unsolved.
I think we're done here.
No, we're not. I'm gonna crush this.
You're not crushing.
Oh my God.
I don't know what's making me happier, the fact that you can't get it, or the struggle in your face as you see your case slipping through your fingers.
This
like
is not the
grains of
case
sand.
slipping through my
Just like grains of sand just falling.
The bizarre toxic death of Gloria Ramirez.
This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we covered the puzzling case of Gloria Ramirez, or as she's more known on the internet, the toxic woman. Her death is, yeah.
Don't cite the internet.
Her case is so bizarre that it actually served as the inspiration for an episode of The X-Files and many other TV shows. Right now, we're on our way to Riverside, California, to visit the cemetery where she was buried. So without further ado, let's get into it.
California.
Let's get into it.
Gloria Ramirez was a 31-year-old woman diagnosed with cervical cancer. On February 19, 1994, around 8:15 p.m., Gloria Ramirez arrived at the Riverside General Hospital emergency room, where it was found that Ramirez's heart was beating at a rate too fast for her body. The medical staff attempted to defibrillate, but soon noticed that Ramirez's body was covered in an oily sheen, and that her mouth was emanating a strange fruity garlicky smell.
Ooh.
The fuck?
I mean, could you even detect fruity garlic if it came down to it?
I bet they talked about it for 10 minutes and we're like, what is that? And then one of them was like, fruity garlic. And everyone was like, oh, yeah.
You know, that was like, Jesus, Ken.
Yeah.
How do you make fruity garlic?
A nurse named
Ew.
Susan Kane began to draw blood from Ramirez, and upon doing so, Kane noticed the blood had a chemical odor. Even stranger, medical resident Julie Gorczynski noticed the blood-filled syringe also contained strange manila-colored particles floating in the blood, an observation also noted by attending physician Dr. Humberto Ochoa. Shortly after, Nurse Kane abruptly fainted. Kane stated that her face was burning and was escorted out on a gurney. This sparked a bizarre domino effect. Medical resident Julie Gorczynski complained of lightheadedness and also fainted. She shook and experienced apnea, a condition where a person stops breathing for a few seconds at a time.
If I were to what?
I know, right?
Directly after that, respiratory therapist Maureen Welch also collapsed. Here's a quote from Welch.
Holy
Quote,
shit.
I remember hearing someone scream. Then I woke up. I couldn't control the movement of my limbs. End quote.
This woman is like she sounds like the Manhattan Project.
In case you're keeping score, that's 3 people that fainted.
Other staff members reported feeling sick, and the
Oh my
hospital declared an
God.
internal emergency. All other patients were evacuated to the parking lot, and a small crew continued to work to save Gloria's life.
It seems odd to evacuate all other patients.
Why?
Maybe just send the stink bomb out to the parking lot.
That is true. Why didn't they just take
it
her
had
out?
to be a huge amount of work to move everybody else out. What if we take all of the patients outside and put them in the parking lot? Yep, good idea.
And then one guy in the back, we could just...
Shut up! You idiot, we've already decided.
However, at 8:50 p.m., Ramirez was pronounced dead. The body was
Damn.
moved into an isolation anteroom by 2 other staff members. Sally Balderas, a nurse who helped move the body, began to vomit and reported feeling a burning sensation like nurse Susan Kane. Valdez was hospitalized for 10 days and experienced apnea like Gorczynski. Gorczynski, however, was in the worst shape of all, staying in intensive care experiencing a malady of issues, including avascular necrosis, a condition where bone tissue does not receive enough blood and begins to die.
What?
She used crutches for months
my
after
God.
hospitalization. All staff members that had been affected by Ramirez's body were treated in the parking lot, and their clothes were removed and put in bags out of fear of a toxic chemical. In the end, Ramirez's body affected 23 of the 37 emergency room staff.
Holy
and
fuck!
5 staff members were held in the hospital overnight.
You don't think though, like maybe one of them was like, oh, I feel sick, I gotta go home, and the other ones were like, yeah, me too, a burning pain, I gotta go home,
Oh
I
my
gotta go pee, I
God.
gotta go,
You would think this was all an elaborate
I gotta go be in
elaborate
emergency
cookie scheme.
care for 10 days.
Jesus Christ.
Around 11 p.m., about 2 hours after the incident,
Shane, oh my
a
God.
hazardous materials team arrived in full hazmat suits. They searched the hospital for 2 toxic chemicals that could possibly be responsible. However, no chemical was found. 6 days later, an autopsy was performed by the Riverside Coroner's Office in airtight suits in a newly configured airtight examining room. They took samples of blood, tissue, and even air from the body bag. Nothing conclusive came from the autopsy.
These hazmat guys will get it. They got an airtight room. And they're just like, yeah.
No, I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
it's
Just fucking weird.
Fucking weird.
County officials called her death, quote, the most baffling in local history, end quote. And the mystery became a media frenzy. By the end, medical detectives from 10 different local, state, and federal forensic departments investigated the case.
Oh my
On
God.
April 20th, 1994, Gloria was finally buried in Riverside, California, a full 2 months after her death.
So here we are. This is where she was buried. You know, cemeteries are always very spooky and eerie. Are you sniffing? What is wrong with you?
It smells like fruity garlic.
Oh my God!
Jesus Christ. All right, we're gonna get back in the car if you're gonna keep doing that.
All right, well,
Pay our respects.
sorry, Gloria.
Sorry, Gloria.
Weird way to die.
The official cause of death was cardiac dysrhythmia, caused by kidney failure due to her cervical cancer, and with that, the case was officially closed. However, the cause of the puzzling illnesses at the emergency room remained a mystery.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I was in that office and the guy was like, well, case closed, I feel like everybody else in the office was like,
You forgetting
you wanna
something?
Close that case?
With that being said, let's hop into some of the theories as to what occurred that night.
Ooh.
The first theory comes from the California Department of Health and Human Services.
Reputable, I think.
Well, I think this theory's bullshit, but
Okay, well, yeah,
Anyway.
it would be to you. The most reputable, logical, fact-based source. Yeah.
total horseshit.
Horseshit.
Who interviewed 34 emergency room staff members on duty that night. They concluded that the emergency room staff experienced a mass sociogenic illness or mass hysteria, which is defined as an illness with no identifiable environmental cause, despite a group of people agreeing on a set of experienced symptoms.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
You think they all just imagined it at the same time?
I mean, that's happened
23
before.
people.
There's a bunch of those people in France who started dancing until they died. What?
You just made that up right now.
It's a real thing, pal.
Coming soon on Unsolved.
Oh my God!
They pointed to the absence of poison in Gloria's system and the fact that nobody in the ambulance on the way to the hospital had experienced any symptoms. Most mass sociogenic illnesses have an environmental trigger that sets off the experiencing of symptoms. The California Department of Health identified the strange odor as this trigger.
You know, the mind is a powerful thing.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Keep in mind, 23 of the people were affected, and not all of them were in that room.
Word
Bruh.
travels fast at a hospital.
They're all texting each other. Yo, go check out the fruity garlicky smell.
You don't think? They were probably shouting down the hallways at each other.
However, Julie Gorczynski, the medical resident most affected by the incident, filed a lawsuit for $6 million against the coroner's office and the hospital and disapproved of this explanation. Maureen Welch, the respiratory therapist, also felt she was not a victim of mass hysteria.
The whole idea of hysteria is that you don't realize it. You're not like, yeah, we all participated in a mass hysteria.
Oh
it,
my
was it
God.
was a real riot. Gorczynski was, man, she got fucked up. She was having a great time. What a fun
God.
hysteria that was.
You know, it's not like a flash mob.
No.
Oh my God!
The second theory is from the Livermore Laboratory, who had discovered abnormally large amounts of a compound called dimethylsulfone in Gloria's autopsy samples. To explain this, they theorized that Gloria used an anti-inflammatory gel called DMSO to cope with her cancer pains. The gel would account for the garlicky smell and oily sheen. And interestingly enough, DMSO is one oxygen atom away from the compound dimethylsulfone, the mysterious compound found in excess in Gloria's autopsy samples. The Livermore lab performed a test, combining DMSO with oxygen, much like the oxygen mask administered to Gloria that night. And the result was an oversaturation of dimethylsulfone to the point where white crystals were formed. Crystals that look similar to the manila-colored particles seen in Gloria's blood by the medical staff that night. And with that, they proved how the dimethylsulfone could have appeared. But the reality is that dimethylsulfone is still harmless. However, the team theorized that if the dimethylsulfone broke down, perhaps due to the electric shocks of the defibrillator as people on the internet have suggested, and then combined with natural sulfate compounds inside Gloria, it could form dimethyl sulfate, which is a strong chemical that can cause damage to the heart, liver, and kidneys.
I would believe
it also can cause paralysis, delirium, and convulsions, to name a few. Symptoms that are uncannily similar to those experienced by the medical staff that night.
Well, there you go.
So essentially, there was an excess of this one compound.
Yeah.
And they figured that if this compound could break
That one
down
makes the most sense.
and combine with sulfate, which sometimes occurs in bodies, it would cause this really, really poisonous compound.
And you don't believe this because?
You'll see.
However, their theory that dimethyl sulfate was formed inside Gloria has been highly scrutinized by other scientists as impossible.
What?
And it's also worth noting that the Livermore lab did not run any tests to try and prove this theory or create a successful simulation. In fact, the head of the lab himself admits it is merely a theory.
Oh my
Quote,
God.
"We've never said this is what happened, just that people should look into it," end quote.
He backpedaled really quick.
Yeah, he really did.
Nonetheless, the coroner's office ran away with this theory and released a statement in November 1994 stating it as the most likely cause. The third theory is from the Ramirez family, who believes that the emergency room incident and Gloria's death were due to the hazardous conditions already present at Riverside General Hospital. In fact, in 1991, 3 years before Gloria's death, 2 hospital employees were forced to receive medical treatment after a sterilizer may have leaked poisonous gas.
Oh, what?
3 years before.
Not great.
No, it's not ideal.
Not a great track record.
In 1993, sewer gas was found in the emergency room in an inspection. Here's a quote from Gloria's sister Maggie. Quote, "I honestly believe my sister may have lived if she hadn't gone into that emergency room that night. I don't know what the county is afraid of, but we want answers," end quote. There are 3 strange occurrences to support this theory and may suggest a possible cover-up from the county.
This goes all the way to the top. I don't know if we should be looking into this, Ryan.
Yeah, they're gonna come after us.
Some stones are
They're gonna
best
come
left
after us
unturned.
with some oily sheen for us.
Oh, they're gonna, yeah. We're gonna wake up tomorrow morning, you have an oily sheen on your chest.
That's their calling card.
I can't wait till this story is over so I never have to say the word sheen ever again.
What is with you and Sheen?
I don't like it. It's too close to my name.
You don't want the nickname Garlicky Sheen Shane?
No, I don't.
The first is that after the initial autopsy, Riverside County Deputy Coroner Dan Capito said that Gloria had not died from natural causes. But after the county revealed their official autopsy conclusions, Capito flip-flopped, claiming Ramirez had in fact died from natural causes.
Capito.
Capito.
Oh, is you Capito.
The second strange occurrence is that the initial investigator from the coroner's office, Stephanie Albright, a woman considered a top investigator, had committed suicide 1 month into the investigation. Deputy Coroner Dan Capito said that due to the case, Albright, quote, "may have been under pressure," end quote. The third and perhaps most peculiar occurrence was the fact that the syringe used to take Ramirez's blood was accidentally tossed out. An oversight that is especially curious when you consider the fact that the hospital even took the time to put staff members' clothes in bags in the parking lot that night.
Meanwhile, they're playing hot potato with a poison syringe.
With the poison syringe. Oh, this is like one of the weirdest scientific occurrences of all time. Yeah, bag that up, throw it in the trash. Kobe threw it in.
However, Tom DeSantis, the Riverside County spokesperson, claimed the vents in the emergency room were checked by independent inspectors after Gloria's death, and nothing unusual or harmful was found. Yet, the Ramirez family maintains that something is being covered up and filed a malpractice and wrongful death lawsuit against Riverside County.
Each one of these theories that you're positing, they make more and more sense. The first one I was like, yeah, that could be it. And then the second one I was like, oh yeah, great. And now this third one is like, oh, there's sewage and poisonous gas in the hospital? Yeah.
The fourth theory is from the internet, where many believe that the emergency room incident is a strong case for Gloria Ramirez being a victim of alien abduction.
Oh my God!
You just shut your mouth. I'm done.
What's the difference between this theory and the other 3?
Because the other three are based on facts and some pretty plausible. Shut up! I can't even. This is. I thought you were like on the level on this one. The first three theories were so grounded in reality, and now you're just like, oh yeah, Bigfoot spooched on her chest.
UFO enthusiasts cite her unusual reaction with the emergency room staff as evidence of extraterrestrial meddling.
Oh my.
Look, I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm just saying it's a possibility. Can you say
Theory number 2 is more legit than this one. What the fuck?
definitively this is not a possibility that she wasn't abducted?
What
definitively
the fuck?
cannot.
It's a theory then.
Well, get into the theory.
That is it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Fuck you. That definitively did not happen. Because the theory then is just,
maybe it was aliens.
Maybe aliens.
God.
So.
After all these years, the mystery behind the strange occurrence at Riverside General Hospital endures the
Crying
test of
from
time.
laughing. Oh my
Was
god.
it a case of mass hysteria? Was this an improbable chemical reaction gone wrong? Perhaps this was a cover-up of poor hospital conditions. Or
Theory
is
2
this proof of
and
something
3 are
beyond
more
science,
legit than
possibly
this.
extraterrestrials?
No!
Regardless, no theory
The
has been
last one is
definitively
a
proven,
huge no.
and the case of Gloria Ramirez remains
Unsolved. Oh my god. The fucking last one. What the fuck?
You know what happened? Is the aliens probably abducted her.
Oh, I can't wait to see where this is going.
Aliens probably abducted her. The aliens were like, all right, let's do our stuff. Let's do all our little tricks on her. Let's put a little probe up her butthole or whatever they do. And then they probably started throwing up. And they were like, holy shit. And one of them was probably like, we should evacuate the whole ship. Someone else was like, fuck that. Drop her off at a hospital.
The spirits of the Whaley house. Okay.
Oh my god. This week.
Sorry, give me a minute. Oh my god. The last one, Jesus.
On Buzzfeed Unsolved, we explored the Whaley House in San Diego, California as part of our ongoing investigation, Are Ghosts Real? And what better place than the Whaley House, which was ranked by Travel Channel's America's Most Haunted as the most haunted house in America.
Number
San
one.
Diego!
Number one.
Top of the pops.
We're going to the top dog. Let's just get this over with and let's get into the history.
Okay.
Thomas Whaley was born in New York City on October 5th, 1823. In September 1855, Thomas bought land in Old Town San Diego, California. In 1857, Thomas constructed a 2-story brick home for him and his wife Anna, using bricks from his personal brickyard. And the result was the infamous Whaley House that we are investigating today.
This is it. The famous Whaley House.
Beautiful house. Beautiful
And
house.
also, in the bustling area of Old Town San Diego, look at this street. Even if we get possessed tonight, we could have a nice brewski after.
Yeah, and we will.
I'm just trying to distract myself.
No,
right now.
we have to go in.
Okay. You do the honors.
Okay. After you?
You go first.
Okay.
Oh, this is pleasant.
Cheryl sent you a message. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Void Being. The Void Being heard my request. My
You
soda
could
ran
feel the
out.
history coming from the walls in here.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
Not when the history fights back.
Since being built, the Whaley House has been used as many things, including a courtroom and San Diego's first commercial theater, both of which still remain in the house today.
That's weird.
But its most famous use was as the home of Thomas and Anna Whaley and their children, who moved in and out of the house throughout the late 1800s and early to mid-1900s.
Peak ghost time. 90% of ghosts are from that era.
Yeah, that's true. You never really hear about a ghost from 2010 or so that's wearing like a flannel and ripped jeans or some shit like that. It's always somebody wearing a bonnet.
Thomas and Anna Whaley had 3 children within the first few years of living at the Whaley House: Francis Hinton, Thomas Jr., and Anna Amelia. Thomas Jr. tragically died at 18 months of scarlet fever in the house, and that same year, Thomas Sr.'s nearby general store burned down in a case of arson.
This dude's son died, his baby died, and someone heard that news. It was like, oh, it's tragic.
Oh, he's grieving. He's probably not paying attention to that store of his.
Burn that down.
Oh my god.
Monsters living in this town. Devastated, the family moved to San Francisco where they had 3 more kids. George Hayes Ringgold, Violet Eloise, and Corinne Lillian. However, an earthquake in 1868 would force the family to return to live in the Whaley house in San Diego.
It seems like they're followed by doom.
Yeah, I mean, they're really just getting boned by fate right now. This is just not a good time for them.
Not pleasant.
Unfortunately, tragedy would continue to fall on the family over the years, as Violet Whaley would kill herself in 1885.
Damn!
She shot herself in the heart in the backyard outhouse due to grief over her failed marriage. Thomas Whaley found her dying and brought her inside the house into the back of the parlor, where she passed away 15 minutes later. Over the next 68 years, 3 members of the Whaley family would die inside the house. Anna Whaley in 1913, Frances in 1914, and then Lillian in 1953. Now that we've established the history, let's examine the ghostly inhabitants that are believed to haunt these walls, and give this house the reputation as the most haunted house in America.
Do you think because you believe in all this stuff that you have a higher chance of being a ghost?
Oh yeah, I would think so. I'd be a pleasant ghost. I'd like pour people tea and stuff like that.
What?
Or I'd do chores around the house. They'd be like, whoa, all my laundry's folded. How about that? Thanks, Ryan. And I'd tip my cap and I'd tap back in the room.
You sound fun.
Yeah, right? Doesn't that sound great? Wouldn't you like to be haunted by me? The first
Ryan, the friendly ghost, he does your chores for you. Ryan, the friendly ghost, he is there for you.
ghosts we'll discuss are Thomas Jr. and Violet Whaley. Infant cries are often heard in the house, an experience likely attributed to the fact that Thomas Jr. died from scarlet fever inside the house at the age of 18 months. On the second floor of the house in the back room, people have seen a young woman and report feeling a profound sorrow in this area. This young woman is believed to be Violet Whaley. EVP session in what may be Violet's room.
This is the sorrowful room. Do you feel sorrowful in here?
No, not really. I prefer, actually, I'm fine with not talking too much to her because she's
Violet, we're going to be very, very quiet right now. And if you want to deliver us a message, please whisper it faintly into one of our ears.
Oh, God.
You son of a...
Or something. Okay. Or make Ryan's tummy grumble. And here we go.
Now you feel sleepy?
Yeah. We're in a bedroom. That's fair.
There are other spiritually active areas of the house with unidentified sightings of apparitions. In the early 1900s, the house was rented out to various tenants by Lillian, so it's possible these unidentified apparitions could be the spirits of former tenants. Some have seen a little girl in the dining room. Vaudeville music is sometimes heard in the theater room. If there is anybody in here, perhaps you want to do a little dance for us?
Oh my
And
God.
psychics that have visited the house say the courtroom is especially active.
What do you feel in here?
I feel a little bit like I'm being watched, but I don't mind it. A woman is sometimes seen here in the back corner of the jury box. Paranormal investigators also claim this back corner is a spiritual vortex.
Spirit, if you're here and you're angry, Ryan would like to feel a shiver up his spine. They don't respond to specific requests.
That's true. You kind of have to wait for it to happen.
Maybe it's a good portal.
His flashlight just went off.
Maybe.
My flashlight went out.
Are you serious? Perhaps battery?
No. I mean, possibly, but I don't know. Do you feel something?
No, there's creaking in this chair next to me. Maybe it's just because it's old wood.
Old wood doesn't creak by itself.
It was.
You got company.
Oh fuck, dude! I feel very weird. Listen.
Yeah, because you're making yourself
Why do
nervous.
you feel weird?
I feel like dizzy.
You feel dizzy?
Yeah, I'm not shitting you. I know every time people watch these ghost hunter shows, they're like, this guy's full of shit, but holy balls, dude.
Wow. I don't like this. Oh, wow.
What was that? Did you get a shiver up your spine?
I did. Holy shit. Oh man, that was crazy. What the fuck is going on, dude?
Ghost
Can
just
you
slid
still
their
move all your
hand up
limbs?
his
Oh, I can
back.
still move all my limbs. I just feel very uncomfortable.
My goodness.
I know you don't believe me. I can see the look on your face right now.
I don't feel particularly strange. It's not a great chair.
Outside the house, another police officer also had a paranormal experience more than 30 years ago. There was a 911 call from a concerned citizen reporting a woman crying outside the Whaley house. And the officer who responded to that call would witness something that he would only reveal in his confidential retirement letter decades later. When the officer came onto the property, he saw, quote, a woman at the back of the house crying, end quote, and mentioned she was in period clothing. The officer asked, quote, ma'am, are you all right? End quote, to which she turned around and smiled. And when the officer shone his flashlight on her, the woman vanished. Bizarrely, the house also sports the rare instance of a ghost dog and a ghost cat.
Ghost
both
pets!
of which the Whaleys owned at the time.
Ghost pets!
Then are there also ghost ants? Is there ghost trees?
No, there's no ghost trees. I'm sorry.
You're not telling someone's never walked through the forest and seen a tree and be like, huh? But wait a minute, that tree was there. I swear there was a tree there a second ago.
You know what? I've changed my stance on ghost tree. That's actually pretty cool.
Ghost bacteria, etc.
Stop it.
Okay.
Two other ghosts that haunt the house are Thomas and Anna Whaley themselves. Many report seeing Thomas Whaley on the upper landing, where one person claimed he wore a frock coat and pantaloons. Some have reported that he blows tobacco smoke in visitors' faces.
Now that's just rude.
I know, it's kind of just a dick thing to do.
Can you imagine seeing a ghost? Oh my goodness, look at this strange apparition. And he just comes up to you and he's like, you're like, oh, Jesus, man.
Anna Whaley is typically seen in the garden or in one of the downstairs rooms. Anna has also been spotted wearing a green gingham dress, sipping tea in the parlor, a place where Thomas has been seen as well. Interestingly, Anna also reportedly had a run-in with the San Diego police. One night, a Whaley House tour guide named Victor Santana was setting the alarm, and as he was punching in the code, he heard a woman say, quote, "Why are you here?" End quote, which spooked him to the point that he ran out the front door without completing the code, setting off the alarm. Shortly after, a San Diego police officer responded to the Whaley House. Santana recollects the officer, quote, claimed there was a woman in a green dress in the parlor, end quote. But by the time backup arrived, the woman in green had disappeared.
How do you arrest a ghost? You can't. You handcuff
I guess
them.
you would have to be a ghost cop.
You know
Oh
what?
my
I rescind
God.
what I said earlier. I won't pour tea in full clothes. I'll be a ghost cop.
Yeah, that's
Oh
actually
my
pretty bad.
God.
Ryan Bergara,
Ghost cop.
Doesn't that sound nice?
That's awesome.
I like that.
Yeah.
However, the final and perhaps most feared ghost of all is the ghost of Yankee Jim.
You better watch out, or Yankee Jim will give you some taffy.
Yankee
Some
Jim.
folks say they hear him playing a jolly little kazoo tune in the middle of the night. That's not a ghost, that's not a spooky name.
Part of the reason this house is haunted is due to what occurred on the land before the house was constructed. In 1852, James Yankee Jim Robinson was sentenced to hang to his death for attempting to steal a boat. He was hanged on a gallows off the back of a wagon on the land where the Whaley House stands today.
This is the grave of Yankee Jim. They did, straight up murder him for, stealing a boat. He didn't even successfully steal the boat, and yet he was still hanged. I mean, he
Damn.
did get a nice little plaque here.
That is a bummer.
You know, if I were him, I would haunt this place.
Yeah, I would too.
Totally. You know what, Yankee
I mean,
Jim?
it's bullshit.
You know what? I hope you're riding a speedboat in heaven.
Yeah. Oh, you know he's got a great speedboat up in heaven.
Yeah.
You were ahead of your time, Yankee Jim. Rest in peace.
Interestingly enough, Thomas Whaley was reportedly in attendance of that hanging, yet still purchased the land a few years later.
Bruh.
A decision that would literally haunt him for decades to come. Thomas and his family would reportedly hear heavy footsteps in the house, an occurrence that Thomas himself would attribute to the ghost of Yankee Jim. Anna Whaley also believed the house was haunted, and furthermore believed the property itself was cursed, and perhaps accounted for the tragedy that continually befell the family. But to finish this off, let's spend some time in the parlor, which is believed to be one of the most active areas in the house.
This archway was the spot where old Yankee Jim met his demise. And this was where Violet was taken when she was shot This is where Mrs. Whaley was seen by the policeman.
I'm gonna try and talk to him in here. What if we just one at a time, so it's more private? Just each of us try to just spend like 5
Ryan
minutes alone.
doesn't trust him.
Let's do it before I change your mind. Come on, let's just do it.
Okay. I'll go first.
All right.
5 minutes.
You're an idiot.
It's awfully quiet. Yankee Jim, I hear you're a fan of boats. You know, I myself would love a boat. I'm gonna be quiet now and just embrace the darkness.
Oh my god.
Here we go. Please do feel free to, you know, make it stink or change the temperature. Give me goosebumps. Whatever you're feeling. Maybe you'd like to appear to me now and sing a little song about boats.
Oh my god.
I tried to talk about boats and it didn't work. I found it very calming. I got to be honest. When my 5 minutes was up, I was kind of bummed because it was like almost like meditation.
Shane, I guess it's my turn. Oh, no,
Have fun, Ryan.
Okay, you're gonna be okay, Ryan. You're gonna be fine. Just breathe. If it's any consolation, if there's anybody in here, I am terrified. And if you're scared of me, just know that if you show yourself in front of me, I'm gonna urinate all over this carpet. I do not want to see anybody. I'm not talking to, oh God, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm not talking to anybody. Oh, I'm losing it. I can't. Okay, is one of you messing with me?
What are you talking about?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, something whispered in my ear. I can't. I can't. I can't. So I sat in here for 5 minutes. You locked me in here by myself, which I already was against from the beginning. Something breathed in my right ear. And it was so prominent, I thought it was you messing with me. I'm honestly in shock right now.
Are you?
Yeah. After being dedicated as a historic house on May 25th, 1960, the Whaley House has received over 100,000 visitors per year.
Yep.
And a countless number of those people report paranormal experiences.
Bro, they let elementary schools tour this thing. That's the insane part. I remember, like, someone I knew was offered to go on a tour of this place at their elementary school. And I'm like, what the fuck? Hello?
For there to be so many instances of reported paranormal activity in the house, I can certainly believe that it is haunted, especially when considering the history. But nonetheless, whether or not the house is definitively haunted will remain unsolved.
Give me my afterclick.
But all the ghosts sound like they're just having a laugh.
You mean the guys, Thomas Whaley blowing
He's blowing
tobacco?
smoke in people's face. She's having tea in the garden. The kids are running around, probably laughing.
Ghost dog and ghost cat?
Chasing the ghost dog and ghost cat. That ghost cat's probably chasing around little ghost mice. There's a lot going on in this house.
It sounds like the Pirates of the Caribbean carousel where they're just chasing each other.
Yeah.
And now the last one of season 1, the haunted decks of the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary, which they do a Halloween event at every year. Except for 2020, because, you know, everything was closed in 2020. But, like, every Halloween, they have a Halloween haunted tour and stuff for the Queen Mary. But yes, it's the most haunted boat in here. It is the most haunted boat recorded in history. So it's like, yeah.
Nightmare room. This is where we're sleeping tonight. This week on Buzzfeed Unsolved, we explore one of the most haunted places in the world as part of our ongoing investigation to answer the question, are ghosts real? Right now we are sitting in the Queen Salon of undoubtedly the creepiest boat in the world. Allow me to introduce you to the Queen Mary.
Bit rude to call it the creepiest boat in the world.
I mean, that's not an unfair statement, would you say, right?
It's a marvel. It's a marvel.
It's a big boat.
Apparently, this boat is 2 times the size of the Titanic.
2 times?
2 times.
Titanic's tiny. That's not true.
It's true. All you need to know is I was here about 10 years ago, and I said I'd never come back, and well, here I am.
You're not a man of your word.
You know, I will say this is a beautiful sunset, though. If there's one thing I could take solace in today.
It's that nice sunset. Enjoy it, Ryan. It's the last one you're ever gonna see.
Pause really fast. Checking something. Okay. Back to stream.
Well, I'm back. that is that.
Do you feel like it remembers you?
I certainly hope not after what I did last time I was here.
What did you do?
You'll find out.
You mean that you think there's something about Mary? That
Indeed, yeah, that's exactly.
She might be a little bit enchanted.
Yeah, I think so. You know, when things are so pristine and beautiful like this, but vacant, there is something very unsettling to it. I don't know what it is.
What do you find unsettling about this?
Lots of things. That being said, let's get into the history of this boat. Named after Britain's actual Queen Mary, the Queen Mary was completed in the 1930s and embarked on its inaugural voyage on May 27, 1936 from Southampton, England. The boat served as the new benchmark for luxury, containing 2 cocktail bars, 2 swimming pools, 5 dining areas and lounges, a grand ballroom, and much more. However, all that luxury would soon go to waste during World War II, when the ship was repurposed as a transportation vessel for troops and prisoners of war, and was appropriately painted gray. In fact, the ship was so much faster than enemy U-boats that it earned the nickname the Gray Ghost.
Did they paint it gray specifically for the war?
You don't think the Gray Ghost is a pretty cool nickname?
It is a pretty badass name.
Captain the Gray Ghost. Tell that story in a bar.
Oh, my ship was called the Gray Ghost.
The ship was estimated to have carried over 800,000 servicemen throughout the war.
Damn.
In 1947, the ship returned to the Queen Mary status, and in 1965, it was sold to the city of Long Beach in California, where it is now docked permanently. Now that we've established the boat's history, let's take a second to revisit my own personal history with this ship.
Oh, God.
I've told Shane this story before, but about 10 years ago when I was it 10 years ago?
This is riveting.
When I was 17 years old, I visited this ship with a couple friends.
Oh no.
I was really interested in the paranormal, but didn't believe it was a real thing. Never thought I'd be back in this room. This was my ghost father.
This is the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened.
After taunting the ghosts to show themselves and coming up empty again, I returned disappointed to my hotel room on the boat. Cabin B4, 8-4. Oh boy.
Pretty room.
It hasn't changed one bit. It's exactly the same.
Which bed were you on?
I was sleeping right here.
On this one?
I was sleeping on the left side towards the wall.
You were hanging out. This looks like a Best Western.
That night when I slept, I was repeatedly poked in the face, but I was too scared to open my eyes. And when I finally did to confront the person I was sleeping next to, my friend Elvin, I discovered to my horror that he was actually fast asleep and snoring. I thought maybe,
ain't that like Elvin?
Yeah, maybe nothing, maybe it was nothing, so I tried to push through it. I eventually did fall asleep. The next morning I went into the bathroom. My friend Casey saw the sink turn on, so we set up a camera to try and catch that. So when we set up the camera, we actually caught, if you look in the footage at the left corner, there's a bag with toothpaste on top of it.
You'll never forget that plastic Ziploc bag. I'm getting chills seeing the actual toothbrush that has been so
Okay,
often
see, look it, you can see it.
Oh.
It already happened?
Yeah, it already happened.
Not boding well, considering I didn't even catch it.
You were focusing on the wrong side of the screen.
Yeah, there's definitely a force at play there, though.
And what is that?
Gravity.
Oh my god.
Play that again, see it again.
Okay, you gotta admit, that looks weird.
That does.
No? All right,
It really doesn't.
It
Rewind
does.
it again.
It happens at the exact same time that you throw your shit on the counter.
There's always something. Look at the bag, how it moves. It's like,
Because there's toothpaste on it.
there's like a jitter. Watch.
Bags are stiff.
That's a pretty firm movement. It almost looks like someone's puppeteering it with a string.
Right, it's a haunted bag.
You can't see that it flung it a little bit.
This toothpaste falls straight down.
It was up and down.
Straight down.
Up and down.
Straight down.
No, up and down. Before that toothpaste hit the floor, I didn't believe in ghosts. I thought this was all BS.
But what I saw in that bathroom changed me into the man that you see today. A firm believer in ghosts and the paranormal.
I've never doubted it again, and I swore I would never return to this ship, and yet here I sit like a freaking idiot. So
I've told you numerous times that I would love to see something like that. If I just get one experience like that with definitive proof, maybe tonight's the night, I'm feeling lucky.
That being said, let's explore some of the paranormally active areas of the ship in my return to the Queen Mary. There are quite a few documented deaths that occurred on the Queen Mary, and numerous more reported ones, so let's revisit a couple.
Yep.
In 1936, Sir Edgar Britton, the first captain of the Queen Mary, died of a stroke in his cabin.
Ooh.
In 1949, Senior Second Officer William Stark accidentally drank laundry detergent stored in a gin bottle, thereby poisoning himself to death.
Who's storing that in a gin bottle, though?
apparently the captain at the time had a gin bottle in his room, and he said, you know, you've been doing a good job today. Go to my room, pour yourself a drink. He failed to mention there was acid, or I've also heard it was detergent.
This doesn't taste like, just burning my tongue. I better swallow it. You imagine him just a minute after the guy left the room being like,
oh shit, I didn't drink the other bottle with the X's on it.
Oh, darn it.
By the way, Shane, I have a bottle of whiskey in the room for you if you want to go take a
I'll
sip
go,
of it.
let
yeah,
me go
good,
get that.
go. Yeah.
However, the most unfortunate deaths all occurred at one time. As I had mentioned before, the Queen Mary served as a transportation vessel during World War II.
Uh-oh.
On October 2nd, 1942, the Queen Mary was being escorted from New York to Glasgow by another much smaller vessel called the HMS Curaçao. The Curaçao was zigzagging in front of the Queen Mary to confuse potential U-boats and German bombers. However, the Queen Mary, traveling at 28.5 knots, unexpectedly caught up to the Curaçao and consequently collided with the ship, splitting the HMS Curaçao in half.
Boy, how much bigger was it? 20 times bigger?
20 times bigger.
That just fucking cut through that thing like a hot butter patty.
Butter patty?
Yeah, like a hot butter patty.
That's not what it's called.
Some members of the Curaçao were killed instantly on impact, while others were thrown into the freezing water, watching as the men who remained on board sank, trapped within the remains of the vessel. And for those left in the water that didn't die from hypothermia, it is said that the current of the Queen Mary carried them in, chopping them up in the propeller.
Ugh.
That's
all you gotta say about that.
Boats are tough, you know?
Boats are tough.
It's not an easy life, boat life.
Due to war protocol, the captain of the Queen Mary, Cyril Illingworth, was not able to stop to rescue the passengers, and they pushed forward, reporting the incident to nearby British destroyers. But by the time the British arrived, about 2 hours later, it was too late. Many had already died from hypothermia, and of the 430 crew members on board the HMS Curaçao, only 99 survived.
Holy
It is said that you can hear the
shit.
screams of the Curaçao passengers in the boiler room of the Queen Mary. And some claim that the bow of the ship is a hotspot due to the fact that it's where the Queen Mary made contact with the Curaçao.
Are you scared right now?
Yeah, I'm not fucking scared right now.
Are you just afraid of anything that's old?
Dude, do you have any idea where we are right now?
It's a boat.
Right now we're in the bow of the ship.
Yeah.
This is where the ship struck the Curaçao.
We're in her belly.
That's the cargo hold. They used to keep POWs down there. I got a new toy. This is a FLIR thermal camera. So if there's any ghosts here, we may be able to pick up their heat signature.
Oh my god.
Look at you. Look at your little stupid face. Normally I'm against asking or communicating with ghosts, but if I'm truly gonna be actually an investigator in this, I have to, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Go on, Ryan. Go on, talk
You know
to
my
me.
history with this boat.
Be direct.
Shut up. First off, sorry for what I said last time.
What did you call it?
I called it a motherfucker, I called it a coward,
Ryan.
and I said, this whole ship is bullshit. We're not here to hurt you. Oh God. And I think you're not here to hurt me.
Though Ryan is very angry about that toothpaste incident.
Shut up, Shane.
He told me before we got here.
Shut your stupid mouth.
Spirits? Spirit, show yourself.
No, don't. What are you doing?
You said to be direct.
But don't be Bruce Willis from Die Hard.
Spirit.
We had a scavenger hunt one day for some youngsters. Well, no one ever found their way down there that day, so I was there by myself. And I'm sitting there tapping on the woodwork next to the porthole, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be weird if somebody responded? And lo and behold, just on the other side of the wall, I heard somebody go tap, tap. I mean, could it have been my imagination? Of course. Could it have been a spirit? Well, maybe.
Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum.
No. I mean, you could try that. Oh, man. This...
They got a reply! They got a reply!
It's just creaking, it's fine.
Why did it do it right then? Do it again. Okay, we're good. Nothing happened. No, we're good. We're good again. Yeah, we're good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Other alleged deaths include 2 women who drowned in the first-class swimming pool. One apparition appears in 1930s clothing, and the other in 1960s. There is also reports of a little boy who fell overboard near the pool who now haunts the passageway. A little girl named Jackie also is reported to haunt the swimming pool areas.
I just think it's embarrassing for them to drown in a pool on a boat.
That's true. Also, was there no lifeguard on duty?
You're on a thing
guys.
that has conquered buoyancy.
They drowned on top of the ocean.
Yeah.
In the ocean.
Yeah.
According to the ship's current captain, during World War II, a cook died in horrific fashion. Apparently, he was shoved into an oven by Australian soldiers and consequently burned to death.
Wait, what happened?
Australian soldiers they had picked up who did not like the food took this chef and instead of giving him 1 star on Yelp, shoved him into an oven. Maybe that's why they created Yelp.
Yeah, cooks were tired of being murdered.
Many say his screams can still be heard.
Yeah, we heard a glass break a couple seconds ago, too.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Yeah, we are right next to, I mean, down the hall is the galley where the kitchen was.
Oh no.
I'm a little unnerved that the clanking did come from the kitchen.
That doesn't sit super well.
Oh, wow, you're actually admitting to something for once.
In 1966, an 18-year-old crewman was crushed by door number 13, an automatically closing door during a watertight drill. His ghost is sometimes seen wearing white coveralls.
Looks very confusing. It looks like it'd be pretty easy to get crushed to death here.
I mean, this is just in itself, even if this is not spiritually active. I mean, look at this place.
It's a marvel.
It's just massive.
There's just numbers. How could anyone possibly know what the hell's going on down here?
Number 13, is this where it happened?
No, this is not.
Oh,
this is where lubrication happened. Huh? Lubrication oil pump controllers, to be exact.
A little semen lubrication.
No!
That's funny.
Shade!
I think this is it right here. This is door number 13. Do I feel strange right here? Yep, I don't like it. I'm gonna get out of that. It is crazy that of all the numbers, he could have gotten stuck in 13.
13 sounds lucky
Okay, now I'm
for a
starting to get
reason.
scared again. Hello there, if there's anybody here, please show us a sign, make a bang. Be nice. No.
Yes.
No fucking way, no.
Yes.
It's clearly just some machine turning on.
If that was, no, that's gotta be, that's an engine, right?
Yeah, probably. Or a ghost.
Right now I'm talking to the gentleman who got crushed in this door. If you're here still, please show yourself. I'm not seeing it, just light bulbs and shit. Not seeing anything, not seeing anything. Scanning, scanning.
Did you see something?
Look at this, it's just a light, but it looks like someone looking out. Does that not?
Yeah, it does.
Holy shit, dude, that
Like
scared,
a human being
scared
staring at
the holy shit out of me.
Other hotspots on the ship include the engine room, the safe room, the R-deck forward bow storage, the wheelhouse, the propeller box, and finally, the isolation ward, where the sick and those diagnosed with a contagious disease were kept away from the other passengers. And in some cases, the isolation ward served as a makeshift prison.
Let's do this.
Oh boy. It's a bird! Come! It's a bird! He's probably more scared of you than you are of him!
Pigeon looks scared too.
Oh my god, I almost...
It's a bird!
My fucking heart almost exploded, dude.
Your
It's
heart
a
exploded?
bird! Poor thing's probably terrified.
What the fuck, dude? Check that out.
my god.
Let's move on to the final stage of the investigation, spending the night on the ship. We've been given access to the most haunted cabin on the Queen Mary, cabin B340.
You're in for a real experience tonight in there.
You're really gonna hate this. I imagine I'm gonna hate this. Okay, about to look at this for the first. You've got to be fucking shitting me, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh no, no.
We gotta sleep in here.
No.
Yes.
We're sleeping tonight.
Yeah. You're gonna lose your mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose my mind, of course. Workers that have worked on this ship for decades, in some cases, they never go in there by themselves. And when I told them that we're sleeping in there, they laughed and told me I was an idiot to my face.
Well,
so that's fun.
Oh my
Cabin has
god.
reports of voices, beds shaking, water running, and lights being turned on by itself. In fact, cabin B340 has garnered so many reports and complaints of activity that it was actually shut down and ripped apart about 25 years ago.
Wow.
Since then,
Ew.
nobody's been allowed to sleep inside until tonight. And we will attempt to sleep inside cabin B340 for the first time in nearly 25 years.
Damn.
I don't think we've ever attempted something more idiotic than this. Holy shit.
Are you kidding me?
Bye, lights.
This is a nightmare room. If there's anybody in here that wants to talk to us, say something. If there's, please God, no. If there, oops. Did you just fart?
Oh my god, Shane.
my fart scary.
Are you fucking kidding me,
It was
dude?
an accident. I didn't do that on purpose. I genuinely did
It
not.
just
do
slipped.
that.
It just slipped right out of your butt cheeks.
If I see anything at all tonight that awakes something in me, then I'll join you in this weird little camp.
And you'll be me.
I'll be you.
Man, bed shaking in here. That's gnarly.
Jokes on them. No bed to shake.
Uh-huh. Gotcha, ghost. It's an empty room. It's what is the ghost even gonna do in there?
I don't know. Poke me in the face like it did when I was 17.
Oh my god.
Oh crap, I'm already doing it. I'm starting to psych myself out again.
Just focus on how tired you are.
What the fuck?
Well, what the fuck is that? Is cats fighting?
Dude, what the fuck is going on?
Is there animals fighting outside?
No, that doesn't sound like animals. It sounds like static.
No, those are outside.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. I mean, we tried to sleep at the Sally house, and every time I fell asleep, you woke me up.
Yeah, well, I can't make any promises that you're going to stay awake
I
tonight.
am going to go to sleep.
No,
and
you're not.
if you try to wake me up, I'm just going to ignore you.
I'm going to pour water on your face.
You do whatever the hell you want. I'm not going to acknowledge you.
You know. What was that?
Yeah, no, some bullshit.
You didn't hear it?
No.
It sounded like a voice.
A voice?
Yeah.
You've somehow tricked me into not being upset that you're still talking, but I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna try again. I don't know what you did. I'm angry again.
You just kicked me?
Yeah, I did, sorry.
Oh. What the fuck? It's morning. We're still here.
Yeah.
I wasn't stabbed to death with a butter knife.
The room is clear.
The room is clear. And now it's just an empty, bare room appropriate for a sitcom exit.
Oh, we've had some fun times in here.
Farewell to the Queen Mary.
She's a beaut. You're a beaut. You're a beautiful lady. I love your bones.
The prodigal son returned today and didn't come back with as much evidence as last time, but what a ship still.
Oh, what a ship.
And I'm still not prepared to say this place is not haunted because I very much believe it is.
So it remains.
The Queen Mary is an 80-year-old ship with plenty of rich yet tragic history. Are there actually ghosts that inhabit the halls and decks of this former warship? Or is that merely part of the narrative? After spending one nearly sleepless night in the ship, I can certainly attest to the fact that the Queen Mary may be haunted. But as always, the answer will remain unsolved.
Give me my after seeing clip.
Follow us. There's gonna be a part. Follow us. There's gonna be a party in our room later if you want to.
Nope, no, stop it.
Meanwhile, Shane's over there taking a squat.
Okay, so I know it's better to go by seasons, but I want to watch the Goatman Bridge one. Okay, Goatman's Bridge is the best one. Goatman's Bridge.
I'm so nervous.
How can you be nervous with a beautiful sunset like that?
Because I know it sits underneath it.
Nighttime, darkness.
And demons. I hate demons.
Hey. It's the bridge.
Yeah, I could see that. There it is. Ready?
Yeah.
You go first.
God damn it. I'm on. How you feeling? You did it. Well, here we are. It's very sturdy.
There's some pretty shitty things that have happened to people around here.
Very sturdy.
So now that we're on the bridge, I guess I should tell you why this bridge is what it is.
Tell me.
Can you even look just a little bit worried, or do you
No.
have to? Never mind, don't do that. This week on Buzzfeed Unsolved, we investigate Old Alton Bridge, aka the Goatman's Bridge, as part of our ongoing
Goatman's
investigation
Bridge!
into the question, are ghosts real? However, tonight, this bridge and the woods that lie beyond it are said to harbor something much more sinister.
Demons!
Yeah, it's a demon. As I've stated before, I will only do one demonic investigation per season, so behold, this season's sacrifice.
Do you even like sitting on this bridge? Do you not like
No, I don't like it, so let's just get it over with.
You've got a glazed look in your eye.
Yeah, I'm fucking nervous, man. I feel like I'm gonna vomit. God.
I love it.
In 1884, Old Alton Bridge was built in Denton, Texas to connect the town of Alton to Denton. Alton was a tiny town that originally consisted of one person when it was established in 1848.
Those were the days when one person could land somewhere and say, this is a town now.
He's law and order.
Welcome
He's
to
the
Shaneburg.
doctor. to Shaneburg.
We're all assholes here. None of us
Shanesville.
believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
Population me.
It was chosen as the legal center of Denton County. After the county seat was moved to Denton, residents of Alton moved to other towns, and Alton eventually disappeared. Today, the bridge is no longer usable for vehicle crossing, but lucky for us, the bridge is available for pedestrian crossing.
Lucky for us.
I don't know why I phrased it lucky for us. I think I was feeling brave when I wrote this.
Yeah, this isn't lucky for you at all.
No, in fact, I kind of wish this bridge was torn down like Alton. That's the thing about this bridge. No one knows why there's this specter of darkness, like, just sitting on it.
Oh, you mean why the demon is here?
Yeah. I'm gonna try and avoid saying demon as much as I can. At least,
You think a
I'm
demon
not-
hears the word demon?
Yeah. I'm not gonna let you goad me into this. I know what you're trying to do.
Goat you into this?
Shut up. We're moving on. We're moving on.
You know what, Ryan? I'm not trying to scare you, but I got a bad feeling about this one.
Shut up.
I do.
It's okay, I came prepared.
What are you prepared with?
Oh, you'll see, man.
Why are you unbuttoning your pants?
Don't worry about it.
We're in public right now. What are you doing?
Shut up.
Oh, Ryan.
What?
You've outdumbed yourself.
You know, I thought this was gonna be funny, but now I'm actually happy that I have it. It's holy water inside here.
I
got it blessed
assumed
by
it
a
was
church.
holy water.
Like I could be like,
Holy
hey, Shane, look over at those bushes, and like a demon sneaking up on me. I'd be like, hey, Shane, look over in the bushes. Don't try, demon. Fucking pull it out like that.
Ooh, that's spooky.
Yeah, right.
Obviously, we didn't travel all the way down to Texas to observe a simple old bridge. What brings us to Old Alton Bridge is the meaning of its nickname, the Goatman's Bridge. There are several legends of bridges acting as gateways to another realm, and perhaps this bridge is one of those gateways. This bridge and the surrounding woods are said to harbor a dark entity, a demon that is half goat and half man. The Goatman is said to have, quote, glowing empty eyes, end quote, and goat-like horns. The reason for this entity's existence has many iterations. One common story is that Satanists have carried out rituals on the bridge that opened the door for this demon and perhaps others.
There is like records of people practicing rituals in this forest and on the bridge.
Yes, people like you.
How am I the same as a Satanist?
Because you believe everything they believe.
Yeah, but I respect it. I stay away from it. That's the
two
opposite.
sides of the same coin.
Yeah, and you just got to decide which side you're on.
I am the whole other coin.
Which coin would that be?
Just like a chill-ass wheatback penny or something.
Another popular story is that a successful African-American goat farmer was hung on this bridge by angry Klansmen, returning from the dead as the Goat Man. However, this version of the story is impossible, as there's no historical record of this goat farmer even existing. And furthermore, demons are preternatural beings, and therefore not human.
Do you think Father Thomas ever watches these videos and is disappointed in you?
If these places you're going claim to have spiritual attachments, I would do nothing to invite them to somehow show themselves or taunt them in any way.
Perhaps.
Probably.
I kind of directly disobeyed him in terms of communicating with ghosts and spirits and entities, but I'm doing it for the betterment of the science.
You gonna ever visit him again and show him what you've done?
Yeah, I think I would. Like, for instance,
Oh
if
my
something
God.
happens to me tonight, I'll go back to him to get a blessing, to cleanse myself.
You're gonna need to cleanse yourself.
But tonight, we're not here to find out why this demon exists. Our goal tonight is to make contact and hopefully capture evidence of this elusive and dangerous demon to prove that it's real.
my
We can
God.
only hope that evidence doesn't come at a great cost.
Any demons here? Got any demons out tonight? Any horny boys or whatever they... Horny boys? They got horns.
Let your presence be known. Say something. Why are you on this bridge?
He just vibing, man. It's his bridge. He vibing.
You ask questions.
Why are you on this bridge? Goat Man! You feeling that? Feeling the Goat Man energy?
I don't like when you say his name.
Feel some goat vibes?
And
You
let me
may
just
not
get
like this. I'm gonna try and agitate it. I'm just gonna go...
Go, you do what you gotta do, and I'll do what I gotta do.
I'm just gonna be as crude as possible here.
Cool.
Fuck you, Goat Man!
Holy shit,
Is that
dude.
good?
I thought you were gonna build your way up.
No, I just right out of the gate. Why build up?
If you don't believe, then there's nothing for you to be afraid of, right? You could be as big a prick as you want. I'll
guess
stand
I
over
can.
here.
Goat Man, I'm dancing on your bridge. It's my bridge now. You hear that? If you want me off this bridge, you're gonna have to kill me.
Holy
You're gonna have to throw me off this bridge yourself.
You did throw somebody off the bridge once.
Look at the way I dance on it. I disrespect your bridge, Goat Man.
He's taking names right now.
You hear that, Goat Man?
He's
You,
sharpening
me
his
and
little
Ryan
blades.
Bergara own your bridge now.
I don't, don't loop me
Yep.
into your shit.
Yep.
Stop looping me. I hate when you do this.
Well, then tell him. Tell him you're not part of this.
I'm not part of his little charade.
You're talking to Goat Man now.
I see what you've done.
It's Goat Man entrapment. Goat Man!
I'm not with him.
They're gonna put my name in graffiti.
Oh my God. Okay.
Children will come here and tell tales of me.
People have reported a growling voice telling them to, quote, get off the bridge, end quote. One person said that after he and his friend heard the voice, he ran off the bridge while his friend stayed. He then reportedly watched his friend get dragged towards the railing of the bridge and flipped into the water below. People have reported hearing hooves following them across the bridge, as if they were being chased off. It's said that the Goat Man can be conjured by knocking 3 times on the bridge.
Oh my God.
All right, Goat Man. God damn it.
Talking to the Goat Man, opening
Just
up a
have
line of
Shane
communication.
do
Father
it.
Thomas would be very disappointed.
Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna murder you. I'm gonna knock on your bridge.
1, 2, 3.
Now it's said that when you do that, you can see his glowing eyes.
Oh, what a load of horseshit.
Someone said they saw him standing on the...
Shane is brilliant in this episode, okay? I fucking love him.
All right, idiot. It's your turn. Now I don't even have my hand ready on my pistol. Oh, skip the theatrics and just go into it.
Hey, Goat Man. You know, if you want me off your bridge, you're gonna have to throw me off.
All right. We'll come back for you. Let's go into the woods.
We'll be back, Goat Man. After all, this is our bridge now.
Okay.
That's how you get them, though.
I don't know. That's not how you get them. Shut up.
You gotta admit, that's an effective technique.
No, it's not an effective technique. It's a way to get killed.
He's probably getting upset, though.
This is a serious thing.
Perhaps more foreboding than the bridge is the woods that lies beyond it. It is rumored that for nearly a century, people have disappeared near the bridge or in the surrounding woods. In addition to the goat man, people have reported seeing the ghostly figure of a woman and hearing a woman's voice or laughter. There has also been sightings of strange lights.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Strange lights. What is this? Gemini Home Entertainment?
When's the last time you walked into a dark wood?
Never.
Never gone camping or anything? Going on a night hike?
Sure, but I haven't gone into a demonic woods before. This is so much scarier than hunting fucking Sasquatch. Hello? Is there anything out here?
Hello?
Well, people usually feel overcome with emotion in here. Like a violent emotion.
Do you feel that?
No.
Okay, good.
Not yet, at least.
Give me a heads up if you start to feel murderous.
Yeah.
I would appreciate that.
These woods are rumored to be the site of satanic rituals, attempting to conjure demonic entities. One paranormal investigator claimed to find animal remains that were possible evidence of sacrificial rituals. In fact, one local policeman told us that pet stores around the area stopped selling cats due to the amount of sacrificed cats being found in these woods.
By the way, these woods are also scary because of the people that may be in there.
I mean, people are greater threats than demons or ghouls, so yeah.
And I can't fight. You can't fight.
I got a lot of limbs that are very,
No, you're like one of those car wash blowy things that's all funny just wiggling around.
That's fair. But if you see that in a fight, if you see this in the middle of the night in the woods coming toward you, that's scary.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I feel like that guy is whacked out of his mind.
You would not, you would run away.
I guess.
Hello. Welcome to my woods.
Sales on Mazdas. Is there anybody out here?
Any cultists? Anyone doing up to no good out here?
Anyone cutting a cat's head off?
No,
Jesus fucking
kitty.
Christ. One of these we're gonna die.
You think so?
Yeah.
You hearing something over there?
Yeah. Oh shit. There's something over there. I don't know what it is, but the bushes are moving.
The bush just moved. Hello?
Hello?
Could easily be the
Hello?
wind.
Oh god.
I did see that bush move.
What's that? Did you hear the scream? No.
A scream?
Oh god, my mind's starting to melt.
I did see that bush move. I did see that bush move.
Hello?
What the fuck?
Who's out here? What if we just make it seem like we're in on it?
What do you mean?
We're here for the cult stuff.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah. We saw the ad on Craigslist.
No? God, it feels weird to even joke. I'm like so fucking scared right now.
Are you really?
They wouldn't be hiding in the bushes with
Yumi!
us.
Oh, sure they would.
No! Why?
The cultists, right?
Why? Why? No! Disgrace of my people! Ah! Ah! Why? Why?
I feel like I'm scanning like a madman right now. My eyes.
I keep collecting spider webs on my face, and now I'm just sort of immune to them.
Madman right now. My eyes.
I keep collecting spider webs. On my face. I'm just letting them accumulate.
Well, you are just a giant stick walking around.
That's true. Oh, this looks fun. It's an odd collection of branches. Looks like a witch lair or something.
Well, there are spirits in here, but they obviously are overshadowed by the demon.
Do the demons like tell them to quiet down? Is that how that works? There's like a hierarchy?
What was that?
There's like a hierarchy. Who's that? Who's out there? Someone over there?
No, I'm serious. I heard something over there.
Put that cat down.
I heard something over there. I don't know what it was.
Oh, leave the kitties alone.
Hello?
Oh, careful, dude. Oh, shit.
You can't be doing occult stuff like this.
Dude, what are you doing? You're fucking crazy. Hold on.
We heard some spooky movement over here. Who's over here? Take your cloak off.
You need to chill. You need to chill out. Hello?
Hey, man.
Oh, fuck.
It's a plant.
It's a plant.
It's a plant.
We kicked Goatman off the bridge. It's ours now. Goatman, are you out here in the woods? Well, he's out here in the woods because he's not tending to his bridge.
Okay,
Clearly. That's why finders keepers and all that. Finders keepers and all that. Finders keepers and all that.
Heard that, right?
Who's over here? You think they're just all around us?
I know, I'm just picturing being surrounded by cultists right now, and it's freaking me the fuck out. Hello?
Hey, if there's cultists out there,
Shut the fuck up.
I gotta let you know,
Yes, the screams of my people. I'm an Enderman, and when Endermen die, that's the scream they unleash. Ah! My people. Ah!
my pal has a water gun.
It's holy water. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit.
We are hearing noise from all sides at this point. It's very Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's leave. Multiple investigators have picked up on the name Steve through EVP and Spirit Box sessions. Perhaps the moniker that the Goat Man or another demon is going by. Because they like to trick people. That's what they do.
So they go by Steve.
Yeah, Steve the Goat Man.
Steve the Goat Man.
Are you sure that's just not his full name is just Steve Goatman? It's just a guy who lives a block away?
No.
Hi, I'm Steve Goatman.
Why not
It's
think of like a name that
Steve.
strikes terror? Like
Minecraft Steve! The Goat Man is Minecraft Steve! Oh no!
Sally?
Sally's actually pretty scary. It's a little girl. What's a scary name?
Darthalix. Mercifax.
Marsolomon.
Marsolomon?
Barthazar.
Barthazar.
Barthazar is a pretty good demon name. There's a lot of names that's other than Steve is what I'm getting.
Yeah, it doesn't really strike fear into the
No,
heart.
my dad's name is Steve. Overall, this Goatman entity and or the possible other entities that lie within these woods and around this bridge are said to be extremely dangerous and physical with those who encounter them. People have reported being thrown, dragged, and struck. Multiple people have claimed to be scratched 3 times, a reportedly common occurrence in demonic attacks that is symbolic for mocking the Holy Trinity. People have also claimed to be overcome with intense feelings of aggression and violence. In one instance, an investigator had envisioned murdering her entire team of investigators.
This is your new favorite thing.
Sure did.
Spirit
Wasn't
box.
just something
Yeah,
wrong with her?
Spirit boxing. You haven't used this on a demon yet, though.
I have not.
Are you more concerned about that?
A little bit more concerned, yeah.
This is directly against what Father Thomas would have told you to
Yeah,
do.
you're probably right. It's gonna be loud. This is just a spirit box. This is scanning through all the different radio channels around at a high rate. Every 0.2 of a second, they're scanning to a new channel, and it produces white noise. So, conceivably, spirits could use that to communicate with us. Or a demon in this case.
Or a demon.
And if it's saying more than one word, it's pretty impossible for it to be radio interference because
You
it's...
got yourself a demon, hands down. Look, I'm in on this. It's fun. I'll go along with this. Fun gimmick.
It's not a gimmick. All right. Is there anybody here with us?
Is there a goat man out here?
What the fuck was that?
It sounded like a demon.
What the fuck was that?
Is there a demon here?
Oh, it happened again.
Can he speak to us? Is there a goat man here?
That sounded like Goat Man, but...
Say your name.
Is Steve here? I heard Bridge. And I heard Steve. Based on the response from the spirit box, we'll end our investigation by returning to the apparent epicenter of the activity, the bridge. Once there,
The best
we'll
part,
perform a
the
ritual
best part
that I have
of the
never
video.
done before in my life.
Ouija? I've done it before. It's a blast.
I'm sure you did it as like a party trick, like a little parlor trick. You just went down, had a couple brewskis. That'd be fun to play with a Ouija board. It's not a toy.
It is
I know
a toy.
It's made by a toy company.
They do sell it at Toys R Us.
True, but it's not a toy. I'm just saying I'm scared to use a Ouija board in the comfort of my own home. I never thought the first time I would ever use a Ouija board would be here.
On a demon bridge.
On a demon bridge. I'm about to die for the internet. This is a doorway we're opening. We're calling for everything to come here. This is what we're doing.
All right.
So protect yourself. I'm gonna do a salt circle around us.
Oh my
You've really thought this out.
I wanted to be as safe as I could. Wasn't gonna go into this like an idiot.
This is great. I love it. Is there a technique here?
You just rest your hands on it and you kind of let your energy flow through it. And it'll start to move.
Perish.
Granted, every time I've seen someone do this on YouTube, they're like, whoa, and it's moving.
Yikes.
Yeah, but I just don't know how that's gonna happen unless something
Oh
comes
my
out.
god, is that a Waluigi
Should we just say our
board?
names in the beginning?
A Ouija
Yeah.
board?
This is Shane, so-
A Luigi board?
And I'm Ryan. God, what are you doing?
A-N.
Very swift. I don't think we're gonna see movement like that again.
Is there anybody out here?
If you put salt around us, doesn't that mean like Goatman can't get to the Ouija board?
It would trap him in here with us.
What if he was outside of it when you did it?
I don't know. Do you want me to blow the salt away?
Give him a little entrance.
Wait, you blow it by you.
Just wipe it.
Tough salt.
There's your front door, Steve.
Oh my God.
Come on in.
What's your name? No. Are you moving it there?
I'm not moving it. I'm just sitting.
It's moving.
First off, I don't even think that's really funny.
Your hands are shaking.
I know, because I'm like, why is this moving?
Hey, you demon fuck.
Jesus Christ. Dropped off the decorum, didn't you?
Yeah, I wanted to catch him off guard.
Well, we have an S.
We got an S. If you can't spell your name, then this bridge is officially mine.
No, it's not.
They'll tell legends of me here. People will come here and talk about math, facts.
Shane Man's Bridge. Shane Man's Bridge.
For a second there, I thought I was going towards G, but now it looks like it's F.
Fuck
you.
All right, this is your last chance, demon. If you're here, tell us your name.
And again, you know the deal.
I guess. If you don't tell us your name, then it's gonna be Shane's Bridge. You know what? Fuck it, throw myself in there. If you don't tell us your name, it's me and Shane's Bridge.
It's our bridge now.
Oh,
Shane
God,
and
I feel
Ryan's
like I've gone to the
Bridge.
dark
Shane
side.
and Ryan's Bridge.
Well,
my bridge. Ouija boards suck.
We gotta close it. We gotta close it.
So yes.
You gotta say goodbye.
G-O-O-D-B-Y-E.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Well, it's time to close this up. Let's close shop.
You're not gonna say mean things to it on your way out?
Well, now I feel like I've conquered it a little bit, but
Yeah.
Here, let me try saying goodbye to it. How about that?
Just gloat a little bit. This is a win for you.
Well, demons, it's been fun, but sayonara.
As we snuff these candles, so too do we snuff you from this mortal world. You fucking wimp.
Jesus Christ, sir.
Nobody knows why the Goat Man and surrounding entities haunt this area. And even though we never had a face-to-face encounter, I don't doubt its existence. Either way, we've once again opened the door for a dark entity to enter our lives. There is a small faction of my mind that is definitely disappointed we never saw him, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't relieved. Regardless, whether or not the Goat Man's bridge is truly infested will remain unsolved.
Oh my God, this is funny. Okay. So go back to playlist. Season 2 Supernatural. Season 2 Supernatural. Supernatural, not Q&A. Supernatural Season 2. There we go. Okay, I would do season 2, but the Mothman one is also pretty funny. So I think we'll end off on the Mothman one. The search for the mysterious Mothman.
So we're on our way to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, home of the Mothman. I think you're gonna really like this town.
I think we're in the moth nest.
If we're gonna find a Mothman, it's gonna be out here. This goes beyond belief. Are you scared?
Okay, so you see, the thing is, I don't believe in cryptids like Bigfoot, Mothman, and all that shit, but for the mythology, Mothman is the best, okay? He is the best cryptid creature ever. I fucking love him. I have a character based on him, okay? I fucking love the Mothman. Bless, best boy. His statue is very cursed, though.
Just
week on
10 out of
BuzzFeed
10
Unsolved, we
would
travel to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, as we dip our toes back into the cryptid pool again to search for the famed creature, the Mothman.
Mothman!
Oh, very impressive.
Can you see that?
That's good.
You'll see firsthand when we travel to West Virginia, which we're gonna do soon after I.
What do you need these?
Well, these are my Mothman gloves.
Oh my
I
god.
use these to catch them. Look at the grip. I'm gonna grip them by the talons.
You need those to read the.
Yeah, let's get into it.
The Mothman is a cryptozoological creature that is thought to have made its first appearance in 1966. Witnesses have described the creature to be man-like in stature, often seen walking on its two hind legs. The Mothman is spotted primarily at night, and its color is tough to discern. Sometimes it's described as gray, other times as brown. However, the gigantic frame of the Mothman is largely undisputed. Across all accounts, the Mothman is a physically imposing specimen ranging from 6 to 8 feet tall. As its name would suggest, the Mothman
Taller than me. I'm 5'2". Fight me! Not really. I want to hug you. But really, what the fuck? He's so tall.
is capable of flight, sporting 2 enormous wings with a monstrous 8 to 15 foot wingspan. One chilling detail that is reported in many sightings is the Mothman's unforgettable and haunting red eyes. A red described by one woman as, quote, red like you never saw red, end quote.
Moths aren't even scary. People say Mothman, and I don't shiver.
I think he's called Mothman not because he looks like a giant moth. A giant moth would have like almost butterfly wings, right?
Dude, a giant moth would be Mothra from Godzilla. Mothra's cute. Are you saying he won't be cool like Mothra? I beg to differ.
He doesn't have butterfly wings?
He looks kind of more like Batman's wings.
Well, then they shouldn't call him a Mothman.
We'll take it up with whoever made it up.
The Sky Beast.
Sky Beast. You just literally put together the two things that it's...
Moon Monster.
It's pretty dumb.
The Cloud Fiend.
The Cloud Fiend.
No. I see. So let's go through some other ones. What
you want to see my other one?
What are the other ones you got?
The Evil Eagle. Dr. Sky Shadow. Mr. Windbiter.
Mr. Windbiter.
Hey, he's flying through the air.
You said it out loud. You're still going to stand by it?
Teeth gnashing. That's good.
What about no, that's bad.
What do you got? No, say your bad one.
It was, I was going to say Wingatron.
Wingatron?
That
sounds like a robot,
Yeah, it sounds
Ryan.
like a robot, yeah.
It's a
It was in Point
transformer.
Pleasant, West Virginia, where the Mothman became famous, hence our presence in the town now.
Like, I literally only want to go to this town just because they are so hype about the Mothman. They have fan merchandise of the Mothman there, and I want to take a picture with the cursed statue. It's like, okay, I may not believe he actually exists, but he's my favorite cryptid, and I want to support the town so it doesn't go under. Especially because when 2020 it really badly affected the town. I'm just glad it's still standing. But I want to go to the town just to see all the cool Mothman hype.
In fact, a statue of the famed creature sits in the center of town for those seeking a face-to-face encounter.
Why so many abs?
Stop number 1, Mothman statue.
It looks very ornate.
You'll be able to stare at it eye to eye.
What's that supposed to
Merch of the best, man. Exactly. I think one of the shops they visit makes Mothman-themed cookies. Like that, I'm like, I'll cry eating it because it's so cute.
It means you're 8 feet tall. It's a tall joke. Get it? Look at its eyes.
Yeah, they're a beautiful amber or something.
I was gonna say they're pure terror. I could feel it coursing through my veins. Oh my God, he's got a full 6-pack. Look at that.
What the fuck?
This guy definitely P90Xs.
He's like a George Clooney Batman.
Hopefully this isn't our only face-to-face encounter with the Mothman. Maybe we'll find one in the woods and he'll look nothing like this, and we'll have to contact the board of West Virginia and say you need to change your statue because the boys have solved it.
Yeah, I certainly don't think he's gonna have G.I. Joe armor on.
You don't think he's gonna have the bat suit on and knee pads?
It's a little odd. See this guy's ass, by the way?
Oh my God!
The purpose of our
Mothman got the cake!
pilgrimage to Point Pleasant is to catch a glimpse of the Mothman, But if that effort proves to be fruitless, we can still enjoy the influence of Mothmania that is ever present across town. For starters, there's an annual Mothman festival every September.
Mod Cheryl, if I ever escape the void, can we go there someday? Can we go there someday? I want to go to the Mothman Festival. It sounds fun.
And Mothman souvenirs sit stocked on shelves, ready for eager tourists year-round. At the Coffee Grinder, you can order various Mothman treats, including chocolate Mothman droppings, Mothman coffee, as well as a delightful Mothman
cookie! See, I told you!
and cookie, complete with red eyes.
I wanna go!
So this is the Coffee Grinder. This is one of the many locations around town where you could pick up some Mothman treats. You excited?
Yeah, they got a little Mothman lives here.
He does.
He's sort of like the funny little mascot of this town.
Basically.
Thank you.
Good mascot. Oh, man.
I want to make a Mothman costume one day, but it's going to be kind of cutesy. Like, not gonna lie, it's going to be like a cutesy costume, but I want to make a Mothman costume someday.
This is nice and cozy. And look at that.
Yeah, feels right.
You think he'll look this friendly when we see it?
Probably. I don't know if he'll be smiling like that. Like, yeah, that's better. Stop that.
What do you think his voice would sound like?
So, well,
It's me, the Mothman.
No, it's probably.
It's me.
There you go.
The Mothman.
Yeah. Mouse-like.
You boys from out of town?
Shall we eat some droppings?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this feels weird. I don't know.
Feels right.
Eat it.
Mmm. Sweet starter and a nutty and crunchy finish. So we have the adult here, and then the baby.
Yeah.
So
I'm greatly enjoying this moment. This is nice.
This is really something.
This is good.
Mmm.
Now let me take a sip. This is good. Is this what those Worth It boys feel like?
Not enough gold.
Finally, at Village Pizza, you can order the delectable namesake Mothman pizza.
Oh, you're going through that door? I was going to open the door.
Pizza.
All right. What the? Jesus Christ.
This Mothman pizza honors pedestrian toppings with the responsibility of mimicking the look of the famed creature. The clever arrangement enlists blood
That looks so good!
red cherry tomatoes for eyes, bell peppers for feet, and spooky mushrooms for wings.
So this is very fun for them.
He is, without a doubt, a big part of their commerce in terms of tourism.
Huh.
If I'm going to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, I would go there for the Mothman.
Yeah.
Yes!
And these people are on board.
I just like that the town can rally around it.
Some people have posited that the people of this town have made Mothman up as a.
Yes! 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 I want to go so bad. Holy shit. And don't worry, Cheryl, I'll eat the mushrooms for you, because I know you don't like the mushrooms.
A beacon of tourism.
Oh, Ryan.
Which I
never.
don't
Impossible.
I don't buy for a second.
No?
Nah, I sniffed for bullshit. Full proof. Passed the Bergara smell test.
I don't trust that test one bit.
I do. Because it's my test. You know?
Shut up.
Oh my god, that pizza looks so good.
All right, there it is.
Oh, thank you.
He's looking at me right now.
Yeah, those beady little eyes.
Those
They kind of
beady
look
little
like
eyes.
yours.
Look at me now, Shane. What do you think of me?
I like this guy. I like his vibe.
Oh, thanks.
We got the wings right here, the torso, this little bell pepper feet.
Little legs.
That's
His
amazing.
legs, I like how the legs are so tiny. The legs are tiny. I know it's just because it's the bell peppers, but they're tiny, tiny little gremlin legs.
If I saw this in the woods, I wouldn't necessarily be all that scared.
Actually, the eyes would be pretty terrifying.
Yeah, those are actually pretty creepy.
I don't know. I like it. I dig it. I can't wait to eat his body.
I call one of the eyepieces.
There's only 2 of us here, so I'm gonna obviously get the other one.
Fine.
Chug, chug, chug. Thank you.
It's good.
While
Thank
at
you for
Village
censoring
Pizza,
the eating noises.
manager
Thank
sat
you.
with us to share a story of a Mothman sighting.
What's the scariest tale you've heard from someone in terms of sighting the Mothman?
Danny Scarberry's mother. She said that one night she had to fight him off because he come in to get Danny. She was like 6 months old, was in her bed, and she had to fight the Mothman off because he was trying to grab the baby.
He was trying to steal her baby?
Yeah, that was her story, but I mean, she was very convincing, and it's sad to say she's dead and gone now, but that was a very scary.
She fought the Mothman.
Well, she didn't.
Oh my God.
She didn't actually fight.
Oh.
She didn't actually fight him, but I mean, she wrestled and got her baby from him.
Oh, yikes.
That's her story.
Well, that was educational.
It was good.
Got my souvenirs. It was good. It's time.
These two weirdly optimistic pilgrims are ready to embark on our menacing Mothman mission. Let's begin at the main sighting that started Mothmania as we know it.
All right, so this is the McClintock Wildlife Management Area. This is the area of the main sighting.
This looks like the kind of area you'd see a Mothman.
A Mothman, exactly, right. Sparse.
Not a lot of people out here.
Yet there's parts that are densely wooded.
Yeah. It seems like a good road to be terrified on.
During World War II, 8,000 acres of a wooded area near Point Pleasant, West Virginia, were employed to manufacture and house explosives. The explosives were housed in concrete igloos dispersed across the land. After the war, the effort was abandoned, and the area was partially converted into a wildlife preserve that is now known today as the McClintock Wildlife Management Area.
I hope they took the explosives out first, cause you don't want wild animals with that shit.
In the 80s, it was uncovered that byproducts of the explosives had critically contaminated the land. And yet, to this day, the igloos and some of their hazardous materials remain. Some speculate that this contamination mutated local birds into what would eventually become the Mothman. But that's purely speculation.
I don't think that's how that stuff works. I think usually if you come into contact with maybe something radioactive or something, you die.
Or you turn into the Mothman. I mean, what are the odds of it? They ain't zero.
Oh my God, Ryan.
We'll park here and then we'll make our way out into the wildlife preserve. It's daytime right now, but
what are we doing?
Nightfall's gonna come soon.
Yeah.
And you know I always come prepared.
Yeah.
I mean, there's hunters around here. I don't want to get shot.
No, I know. We don't want you to get shot.
So I'm breaking out Old Faithful.
No helmet this time?
No, I don't have any reports of Mothman hitting people over the head with rocks, so I don't think it's necessary this time around.
I guess, you know, in some sense, you may be making yourself a better target for Mothman to just
maybe
fly out
I'll
of the
lure him
sky
out.
and grab you by his talons.
Maybe he'll be a lot like Bigfoot and be like, oh, what a colorful vest.
You think we should try and bro down with Mothman too?
Oh yeah. I didn't bring a beer for him. He doesn't strike me as a beer type. He strikes me more as a wine guy.
He struck me as like a field mice kind of guy.
Despite the dangerous material stored there in years past, in 1966, this area, often called the TNT area, was a popular destination for local youth. As such, on November 15th, 1966, Steve and Mary Mallett and Roger and Linda Scarberry were enjoying a leisurely drive through the TNT area. Unfortunately, their amusement would come to a screeching halt when the two women, Linda and Mary, spotted a figure near the TNT plant. The figure began to move towards the building's entrance in a shuffling manner, providing them a fine opportunity to observe the creature. While they initially thought it looked a lot like a man, it clearly did not have arms or a head. It had massive folded wings high on the back, and perhaps most noteworthy, two beaming red eyes.
So my guess is the couples were somewhere around here, maybe on that road over there.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure of the exact location, but this is where they saw him stumbling around.
They just saw...
He was just making his way through the woods, walking fast, shuffling, and trying to get to the TNT. Get to the TNT. Do-do-do-do-do.
Him kind of shambling.
Yeah.
Big shambling man, kind of.
I don't know. Maybe he was just taking a walk. I mean, what's it to you?
Well, why would you take a walk if you
He's
had
a
wings?
fucking creature. He could do what he wants.
After being spellbound momentarily by the creature, the couples came to their senses and took off in their car, terrified.
Any thoughts on that so far?
Nope. What year is it? 66?
66.
Few teens out there probably smoking a few funny cigarettes.
You could say weed, it's 2018.
Some grass.
As they made their way towards Highway 62 in Roger Scarberry's 1957 Chevy, they saw the being appear in front of them and rise directly up into the sky. The creature had a gargantuan 10-foot wingspan, and the couples noted that it did not need to flap its wings as it chased the car at speeds of up to 100 miles per hour, quote, gliding above and behind the vehicle, end quote. The creature made a noise similar to a, quote, record played at a high speed, or squeak of a mouse, end quote.
Not exactly the most terrorizing sound. And this is why I think maybe these people aren't lying, because if they were lying, that seems like a weird detail to make up. You would say, it opened its mouth and the mountains moved with the force of the roar.
Yeah.
And they went, no, it squeaked like a little baby mouse. That's what happened. I was terrified.
It was easy to do the Bigfoot call at a very loud volume, but it's going to be hard out there to...
Give me your best Mothman squeak. If you were, this is the noise you're going to make to try and attract another moth person.
I'm going to try 2 different approaches to this.
Okay, I can't wait to hear
One's
both.
going to be an exhale, and then one's going to be an inhale. So my first one is... That's one. My other one is going to be a little more high-pitched because it's going to be the inhale.
The first one was all right, I'll give you that. The second one kind of sounded like you were smothering a dolphin. Also, your eyes kind of rolled back. It was just a weird performance all around.
It's a gift.
I guess I could try one.
Yeah, just try an inhale.
Oh my god.
It sounded like a pig giving birth.
I thought mine was rather good. Sound off in the comments. Whose screech was
Chime off, let us know.
Okay. Let's see. That's mine. That's mine. There you go. That's my Mothman call.
Fortunately, the creature stopped chasing the couples and disappeared as the couples neared the populated area of town. Linda Scarberry wanted to report it to the police, but they were concerned that they would not be taken seriously. As a result, in an audacious move, they decided to return to the place of the sighting to confirm what they had seen. To their affirmation/terror, they once again saw the creature, this time stumbling around in a dark pasture. This spurred the couples to head straight for the Mason County Courthouse to file a report.
First off, by the way, most of the time, people naturally will just run away and they'll tell the story. Very few times have I seen a case where the people would then return to the site and try and confirm that they weren't going crazy and that they actually saw what they saw, and that's what these 4 people did.
Yeah, it's very noble.
Yeah, and they did that, they saw it, they're like, okay, we confirmed, now let's go to the police.
Deputy Millard Halstead was on hand to take the report. Due to the size of the town, Deputy Halstead knew the couples and believed their claims to be sincere.
Oh my God.
The handwritten eyewitness police reports from the Mallets and the Scarberries is actually on display at the Mothman Museum.
There's a Mothman museum? Oh my god! I need to go! I need to go! Holy shit!
Couples claimed that the police put all 4 of them in separate rooms and asked them each to write down what happened that night. All of the accounts match.
I mean, they're gonna, right?
No, okay, I'm gonna ask you to possibly incriminate yourself a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Think of any time you've partaken in the smoking of the ganja.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, first off. Whatever.
Legalize
I mean,
it.
now it's legal, so you can do whatever you want.
Get it out
In
there.
California, it is at least. Anyways, think of you are smoking it with 3 of your buddies.
Yeah.
And now imagine that you were so out of it that you imagined a giant moth creature.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you go to the police, one of the worst things you could possibly do when you're high, and then you all tell the same details of a story. The only way I feel like you could tell something with concrete details that match everybody else's story is if it in fact happened, at least when you're under the influence.
That's true. Oh, okay, I'll give it to you. This is a point for Mothman. Understand, I want to believe in Mothman.
So is this the part where when I make a good argument, you're just going to be like, well, I believed it anyway?
I said at the top of the show.
Yeah, you
that
did
I
say
want,
that.
Yeah. Watch yourself.
You watch yourself.
You watch yourself.
Why don't you write down some more names?
The gliding...
Just cut it off. You don't want that.
Gliding is a little too pleasant.
Eventually, the couples and Deputy Millard Halstead made their way back to the sighting area where they heard strange noises, saw strange shadows, and an unexplained dust cloud. A hoof-like footprint was also found in the sand around the area. Linda Scarberry was treated for shock following the events and reportedly experienced some unnerving phone calls as well as visits by the Men in Black, who would intimidate her.
I like those guys.
Yeah.
Our old pals.
Will Smith and Tommy Lee are back.
What are you doing there?
You hear that?
Yeah.
You made a cameo in this one.
Nothing to say about this one, huh?
It's weird. He only moves when he wants to.
The morning after the Mothman sighting, the Mason County Sheriff George Johnson held a press conference, and from there, the story started trending in local and national news. Eventually, the creature was dubbed Mothman by the press, inspired by the Batman series.
People actually thought he looked very much like Batman. I read a report where a guy said, there's Batman on my neighbor's roof. He flew up into the sky.
Do you have a utility belt?
I don't know if he had a utility belt, but I will say if I was a kid and I saw what I thought was Batman on my neighbor's roof, I wouldn't be scared. I would try and go get an autograph.
Yeah, you'd be like, Batman, you're my favorite superhero. And he'd go, never mind.
Looking out, this is actually pretty serene and beautiful in the daytime, but night falls almost upon us, and then that's when
the boys come out.
That's when the Mothman will come out, and then we'll have him.
Sightings of the Mothman began to pile up. Police estimated that over 1,000 people were looking for the Mothman each night until midnight. And tonight, history, as it so often does, will repeat itself as we attempt to find the creature ourselves.
You genuinely believe that there's a Mothman out here?
I'm not so sure I'm sold on the Mothman, and here we are. But I will say, we're in the area where the main sighting happened, where a lot of the sightings happened. If we're gonna find a Mothman, it's gonna be out here.
After the Scarberry/Mallett sightings, a Point Pleasant woman named Marcella Bennett, her 3-year-old daughter, her brother Raymond, and her brother's wife encountered the Mothman while visiting family friends. Marcella explained in an interview with researcher and author Andy Colvin, quote, "He was shaped like a male, the huge wings, the way he was standing, the head like a bird. I'll never forget the way he was standing. It was like he was just relaxing, like he was just waiting for that moment for me to walk up. The neck looked like it went down in, like a bird, way down in the neck. To me, it wasn't of this world," end quote. Like Linda Scarberry, Marcella suffered side effects after the incident, including anxiety, paranoia, and nightmares.
If I'm the Mothman, and I am not,
I don't think anyone was saying that.
I'm not going to make people feel paranoid and afraid. I'm gonna make them think, yeah, love that Mothman. I'm gonna walk out into the woods naked and serve myself up to the Mothman so he can have a little feast. Assuming the Mothman eats people.
I mean, I don't know if that's what his game is, but all I'm saying is that what you need to gather from this is that he has an effect on people's psyche.
This Mothman's a complicated character.
What does he sound like? What does he
sounds like the blood bird. Flappy Spookster.
Come on.
The winged wretch. Did I ever say that?
This just says fright terror.
You know, just call him a Batman. Why is that hard?
After encountering the Mothman, Marcella Bennett also said that she could often feel Mothman's unnerving presence and, like other witnesses, developed the ability to have premonitions and psychic visions.
This is vaguely what I remember about that stupid Richard Gere movie.
Forget about the Richard Gere movie for a second.
I will never.
And just think about this. The Mothman is apparently he affects people's psyche in a way where they start to wig out a bit. Paranormal events follow this thing, so it makes you start to wonder what the hell this thing actually is. It may not just be a cryptid. It may be, I don't know, an alien.
Linda Scarberry, the witness from the first Mothman encounter, claimed to hear disembodied noises and see items moving by themselves, which she attributed to a poltergeist. Simultaneously, other strange phenomena occurred around the time of the sightings. Interrupted police dispatches, malfunctioning electrical appliances, doors mysteriously opening and shutting, an increase in UFO sightings, and malfunctioning cars with no apparent explanation.
Seems like they're just kind of lumping it all in though, right?
Or if he is like an interdimensional being, he would obviously bring with him maybe chaos.
If you're an interdimensional being, are you gonna make a scene like this?
You could jump between dimensions, why not fuck around a little bit?
Oh, he can jump back and forth?
Yeah, kind of like a Cheshire Cat.
Or Q from Star Trek.
Or Rick and Morty. If you could jump between dimensions, why wouldn't you have a little fun? It's not gonna have any effect on your dimension.
I'm coming around to this guy now. This guy kind of cracks me up.
He's in the cave somewhere, he has like a local antenna set up. He's just watching the news. Doors open and close in the neighborhood. UFO sightings. He's sitting there, he's loving it. He's loving it.
Oh my
He's
God,
throwing popcorn.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Holy shit, look at his reddish faces. Oh my God. I thought I was gonna have to give you the Heimlich.
Okay.
So right now, I think we're about to come up on one of those hidden igloos. The ones that would hold explosives back in the day.
What kind of explosives did they hold in there?
TNT. Aren't you excited to go into one of these little bunkers? It's a World War II bunker.
It is pretty neat. How much action did Ohio see in World War II?
Oh my.
Okay, well.
Is it all good?
Definitely an echo.
Is it? Oh, it's very icy.
Yeah.
Hello? Oh, it's slippery.
Lots of graffiti.
I could see losing your mind in here. What's this string right here?
I don't know, pull it.
No, I'm not gonna pull it. You pull it.
What if it's a trap?
Oh, it's like a Mothman. The Mothman sitting at their goal, just rubbing his palms together, hoping that we pull his little string.
I was thinking like a grocery bag full of shit or something.
Oh, like he's Kevin McAllister from Home Alone.
Yeah. Here, hold something.
I'll hold your flashlight. I have the thermal in one hand. Pretty confident there's no heat signatures in here. Oh God, I'm actually scared.
It's just there's not.
That's where we die. We explode.
Skipping forward to modern times, in 2016, a man who would not provide his name claimed to have taken a photo of Mothman in West Virginia. The photo shows a two-legged, winged creature flying over the trees. However, most do not believe this is Mothman.
I'm not terribly impressed. That could just as easily be like a hawk.
I don't think it's a hawk. I don't think it's an owl. I do think it's a hoax.
What year was it?
2016.
Shopped. I gotta hand it to you. These are some woods.
Yeah.
Look at this. You know what this is? This is a giant nest. I think we're in the moth nest.
Man, if we just saw a silhouette fly over our heads right now.
Oh, that'd be thrilling.
All right, I'm scanning the trees right now. I guess that's what you would do, right? Is that Mothman hospitality, huh?
I mean, has it responded to calls?
Yeah, well, we know what it sounds like. You would think logic would say if you make the noise, maybe he'll be deceived. Let's go deeper into the woods.
Okay.
Strangely, an outbreak of sightings occurred in 2017 in Chicago. According to the Chicago Tribune, there were over 20 reports of a, quote, winged humanoid, end quote, between April 7th, 2017 and July 29th, 2017 alone. The Tribune reports that the sightings are almost always at night and near a body of water.
What?
For those who don't believe, some have offered alternative explanations for Mothman sightings. Some believe that Mothman witnesses had seen sandhill cranes, a species of bird that can have a wingspan of 10 feet. Though, a sandhill crane had never been officially spotted in West Virginia at the time, although some unofficial reports had been made.
I see those a lot.
Sandhill cranes?
There's a lot in Illinois.
Do they sound like a little mousy?
It sounds kind of like.
Maybe sandhill cranes were what the people in Chicago saw, but there's none of those in West Virginia officially.
Sandhill cranes. Look them up. A fascinating bird. I'm gonna own one someday. A taxidermied one, and it will be in my room.
Some have pointed out that some birds' eyes, such as owls, appear red when hit with light from a flashlight or car at night. The McClintock Wildlife Management Area, which surrounds the TNT area, is a bird sanctuary that contains owls.
Yep.
Owls aren't that big.
No.
I can see someone maybe mistaking an owl for something else or seeing an owl and being confused by it.
One thing I will point out, and I don't know if this is confirmed, but I've seen it in a couple sources, that Linda Scarberry, when she saw the Mothman, she did claim that the eyes were only red when she shined a light at it.
It would make sense.
Either way, she
Yeah.
also did say this thing chased them in their car, so pretty sure it's not an owl.
We should bring a gun. It's not a joke.
You know what? This is a perfect time for us to cut back to us investigating.
Let's see where we are.
I thought I was getting carried up into the trees.
Did you really?
As predicted, this is fucking horrifying at nighttime. Mothman. I guess he wouldn't respond to that, would he? He doesn't even know his name is Mothman.
You don't. I mean, I don't know how intelligent it is. If it can communicate things to people.
Oh yeah, maybe. All right, are you gonna do your little?
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
You go first. I'll go second. How about that?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you here. Hold on.
What the fuck is that?
Let's try it again.
You sound like
That-
Donnie
that's
from the
record
Wild
being played quickly.
Thornberries.
I guess. Here we go.
You look like a nun.
Do I?
A little bit in this view, yeah. You
Is it in
really do.
focus?
Yeah. You look like a rave nun.
That's coyotes.
What the fuck?
Well, those are coyotes or dogs
Coyotes.
or a large pack of something.
Those are coyotes.
Holy shit.
So it's just some coyotes.
Are you not fucking alarmed right now?
Are you scared?
Dude, what are you this goes beyond belief. That was a pack of whatever the fuck that was.
It was coyotes.
Is that our cue to leave? I think maybe. We've been out here for quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna find anything tonight.
I don't want to be in the mouth of some coyote later. That's not how I want the picture wrap on Old Bergara to be.
All right, well, another good cryptid hunt. We're 0 for 2, but I think next time.
The odds were stacked against us on this one. There's no way to catch this thing. We're giving up.
You win this time, Mothman, but I'll be back.
Okay, you know what's funny though?
Yeah.
Is our Mothman call actually attracted the coyotes, so it worked for something.
You think that was us?
I think the call, it proved it. It wasn't all for show. It had value.
Both of us are masters of the Mothman call.
Well, yeah, we should be on Animal Planet. I'm just gonna pause here for a second.
Yeah.
Give it one last go. How about that?
Last chance!
I think you've offended the Mothman.
In the end, nobody truly knows what the Mothman is, let alone if he actually exists. Some have suggested that Mothman could be of demonic or angelic origin.
Oh my god.
Others believe that Mothman could actually be an extraterrestrial, connecting Mothman with bright lights seen in the sky.
Oh my god.
Some even believe Mothman could be an ultra-terrestrial, a creature from another dimension. As for me, I'm not quite sure what I believe, but I do find the voluminous docket of sightings to be curious for something that is not real. Nonetheless, as our efforts have proved today, the existence of Mothman continues to elude us and will remain, for now, unsolved.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, that was a fun stream. Alrighty, just VTuber. Well, thank you all so much for watching today's stream. That was a blast. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you all did too. So now we are gonna go ahead and see who we could potentially raid, and then, send you on off all to them. Yes, yes? Alrighty, let's take a look. Do 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 do. Do-do. Do-do-do-do. 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 Ooh. There's quite a few. It's quite a few people doing art streams, a lot of people doing Minecraft streams. Hmm. You know what? Let's go ahead and rate this guy. Yes, yes. Mute stream. Just so we don't have audio from an ad playing. Alrighty. We are gonna go ahead and raid Faygraves. They are doing an art stream and they have a really cool PNG tuber model and we're gonna go support them. Apparently it's their second attempt at streaming, so let's go ahead and show them support. Yes, yes. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching today's stream. I had a lot of fun watching BuzzFeed Unsolved, and I hope you all did too. Till next time, Overworld, this is Phantom Endor signing out. Goodbye, Overworld, and have lots of fun watching Faygraves.